Yeah, it was just a difference of energy, right? You could feel it from getting off of the bus to going into game 1, game 2. It was just such a burst of energy that this Sox team needed after the losing streak.
Tom Sox were able to get their record above 500. They're 12-11. Third place in the South Division, taking on the first place team, the Waynesboro Generals, 17-9. First place in the South, and the Generals go with a lineup that looks like this. They lead off with Tyler Borges in right field. Over in center field, Joseph Sullivan bats second. Designated hitter TJ Clarkson is in the 3-hole, followed by catcher Tanner Garrison, who had a grand slam the last time these two teams met here at Willie T. Barnett Field. Jalen Vasquez bats fifth at short. Casey Karras, the first baseman, is in the 6-hole. And 7, 8, 9, second baseman Edric Felix, left fielder Thad Ector, and John Montes, the third baseman, rounds out the order for the Generals, who send Daniel Batcher to the mound. Pitching matchup for the Tom Sox, Trey Yesavage out of East Carolina, and his defense around him looks like this. Brody Moss at third, Kyle Edwards at short, Christian Martin at second, Cole Wagner at first base. Left to right around the outfield, Garrett Spikes, Carter Cunningham, Satchel Norman, and Nick Erickson catches for Yesavage, with Logan Amos the designated hitter for the Tom Sox today. As Tom Sox out in the white pinstriped uniforms with the Tom Sox emblazoned in navy green numerals on the front, blue numerals on the back, and the primarily navy blue hat with the white front with the logo on it. Generals in the navy blue, of course, red, white, and blue. Not a whole lot of white, just the letters and numbers, but the gray pants. Red helmets for the Generals, red socks as well. Generals come into this after, well, they didn't lose a game in their doubleheader with Purcellville yesterday. They won 5-2 and tied 4-4. And they come in after that. Before that, they lost 2 straight to open July to the Harrisonburg Turks, 1 in Waynesboro, 1 in Harrisonburg, and then beat the Stanton Braves 12-7 back on the 30th. And Joe, they're leading the loop, and Tom Sox maybe have a little bit of extra motivation playing the first place team today.
Yeah, they also have their number, which is very good for the Tom Sox to get that momentum stretch to get back into first place, as Waynesboro hasn't yet to beat the Tom Sox this season.
Tom Sox got their first win of the year against Waynesboro, first win of their team history against Waynesboro on July 4th last season. Up until then, Waynesboro had won every Independence Day meeting, as, again, we are the only game, the only 2 teams playing tonight here in the Valley League, rest of the league getting the night off. So we won't have any scores to report other than our own, as the Tom Sox going through warm-ups and a nice crowd filing in. We expect more to file in throughout the beginning of this game. Free admission, courtesy of Carter Bank and Trust, so if you're in the area, stop on by before the fireworks tonight. As digging in for the Generals is Tyler Borges.
Number 15, Tyler Borges.
No great thing after 7 years of their history being the only game on Independence Day. Says something about this organization.
Borges out of South Alabama. He's a native of Tallahassee. And Yesavage starts him with a fastball, and that misses for a ball.
Down and in, but a close miss.
Yesavage will work that fastball. We've seen him with that as his bread and butter. Borges waves the bat a couple times, takes one low, and it's 2-0.
Consistent thing from the doubleheader yesterday was the only inning that they gave up a run from the mound was the bottom of the 7th in the first game. Very consistent from there.
2-0 count. First batter of the ball game, Yesavage misses again. Low downstairs, and walks were a problem for the Tom Sox in Saturday's game against Covington. Tom Sox with 8 walks in that one as a team. 3-0 coming from Yesavage, and that one is a get-me-over for a strike.
The story of these games is a lot of walks, because the Tom Sox were a beneficiary in the first game yesterday of a lot of walks.
3-1 count. Leadoff hitter of this ball game. Yesavage fires. That one is fouled off the fists, back out of play, and count full. Chance for the Tom Sox hurler to bounce back after missing with his first 3 pitches. He's been hitting his spots. They've just been out of the strike zone ever so slightly. And he looks in. He goes from the stretch, even with no one on. Wearing white cleats, he kicks, fires, and that one's sprayed foul again. Out of play.
That foul ball is sponsored by the Newhouse Company.
In timing to get it into the field of play.
It's been all fastballs here, first 6 pitches of this at-bat. Here comes number 7. 3-2 count. Savage fires, another foul ball out of play.
Boy, just keeps fighting through this at-bat. Trying to get the timing down on the fastballs. Good composure from Savage starting off, though.
Fastball is his strikeout pitch. He looks in, delivers to Borges, and misses upstairs. And the Generals have their first runner aboard.
Got to hand it to Borges by keeping that consistently swinging at everything that was in the strike zone, except for the first one that he took, obviously on the 3-0. Really good at bat for him.
That'll bring up Joseph Sullivan, one of the best hitters on this team. Really good defensive center fielder, too. Also out of South Alabama. So a couple of Jaguars to start here for the Generals. Out of Vestavia Hills, Alabama, just outside Birmingham. Savage misses up and in. One to know the count. Runner on first. Takes the lead off, and that pitch appeal down to the second base umpire.
Close, but I think that is a good call.
He did not go, says the field umpire, so count is 2-0. Pitch didn't miss by much. Savage looks in with a runner on first, nobody out. This one is swung on and missed. He went all the way around that time. It's 2-1.
I think Savage found where he's going to reach because he goes right back to the sort of same area, gets him to swing on it.
Cole Wagner holding the runner on first. Here's the 2-1. That one is, I think, high. Savage visibly frustrated on the mound. He takes a little stroll, and rightfully so. He's hitting his spots and not getting the calls. Big lead off of first for Borges. 3-1 count. Swing and a miss on another fastball. 3-2 now, and the second 3-2 count in as many batters.
Both strikes on the first ball have been right at that outside and middle area.
We'll see what they do with the runner Borges. Wagner holds him on again. The 3-2, he stays put, and that one upstairs well out of the strike zone. Ball 4, and the first 2 batters reach base for the Generals via the walk. And a quick time called and a visit to the mound for pitching coach Zach Woolard.
Not the best thing you want to see, as again they were the beneficiary of 10 walks in the first game against Winchester, but right now Savage has to stay composed, but he's getting into full count, so it's not like he's pitching 4 and putting them on.
Up next for the Generals is TJ Clarkson, the DH from Utah, but Woolard's still out there along with the catcher Nick Erickson having a early chat, and now Woolard back out. Normally it's Ramon Garza you'll see out there if there's going to be a pitching change, and Garza does sometimes have the conversations as well. So the Tom Sox have a couple guys throwing near the bullpen, not really on the hill or anything. I think Savage will have more of a leash than this, particularly with the doubleheader yesterday. So the 3-hole hitter Clarkson, the designated hitter, bats with 2 aboard, nobody out. First pitch is hit in the air, center field pretty well, gliding back, and coming in now is Carter Cunningham. Runner tags from second. The throw is going to be cut off. They whip it to third, not quite in time as the runner slides in safely. Borges advance him on the throw on the fly out. And there's runners on first and third with 1 away.
The catcher from Coastal Carolina, number 40.
Good contact, just didn't get it to carry as it was in the middle of the center field. Good play, almost got him out at third.
Yeah, really good turn there by Kyle Edwards on the cutoff. Edwards, one of the best fielders in the Valley League. Tom Sox, one of the best fielding teams altogether in the Valley League. I believe they've made the fewest errors out of anyone. Watch the runner here on first. Sullivan is digging in now. Tanner Garrison, the catcher. He had a grand slam in the first inning of the last time the Generals played here, and he takes a strike.
You talk about Kyle Edwards and the fielding of the Tom Sox. Yesterday was actually the first time in 5 games that they committed an error. So, again, a really consistent team from the field.
0-1 the count to Garrison. Pickoff throw to first, diving back safely is Sullivan. Garrison out of Coastal Carolina. He's a native of Columbia, South Carolina. Coastal played in the Greenville Regional against Trey Savage's East Carolina Pirates. Pirates advancing out of that one. Here's a curveball, dips in for a strike. They send the runner down to second. He slides in feet first safely. The runner at third, Borges didn't recognize in time to break for home.
That was very close to being disastrous. Nobody was covering second base, and they kind of, both Edwards and Martin went for it and almost butted heads with the base runner.
Pitch was called a strike, so it's 0-2. Tom Sox looking to limit the damage. Really no damage done yet. 1 out here, second and third for the Generals. Garrison facing an 0-2 count. Savage looks back. Now he looks to the plate. Fires. Misses downstairs. 1-2.
Trying to get him to reach low.
1-2.
From the stretch, Trey Savage. Second and third, 1 out, kicks, fires, and fooled is Tanner Garrison there as the high heat comes in, and he swings and misses, and he knew immediately he should not have swung at that pitch.
Yeah, it was a little bit up to his face. Maybe he thought that it was about to curve back in, but great pitch and fooled by Trey Savage.
So Trey Savage has recorded a couple of outs via a flyout and a strikeout with shortstop Jalen Vasquez coming up. Another South Carolina guy. He plays at USC. The University of South Carolina, not the University of Southern California. Out in North Charleston. First pitch to him is in there for a strike. So Tom Sox gave up 2 walks to start the first inning here. Generals have a stolen base to their credit. Second and third, 2 away here in this first inning. 0-0 the score on July 4th. Here at Willie T. Barnett Field. Savage delivers the 0-1. Foul tip into the mitt of Erickson, and now it's 0-2.
This is great to see from the mound. This is consistency we've seen from the bullpen all around from the Tom Sox this season. Even with 2 straight walks, 2 men on board in scoring position, stays composed, and now is ahead in this.
Savage has 11 strikeouts on the year. Looking for number 12 here to get out of the inning. The 0-2 with 2 away. He kicks, he delivers, and misses outside. Erickson trying to buy the call there, but that one out of the strike zone.
Good miss. 0-2, you try to get him to reach outside with something he can't hit, and if he does, it's going to be a ground ball. Good decision.
Outfield shades Vasquez a little bit to the right. At least the center fielder does. Savage the 1-2 with runners on second and third. He fires, and this one is a mile in the air. Behind the plate, Erickson gives it a look. He's not going to have any room, and it's out of play.
That foul ball is sponsored by A&M Maintenance Crew.
No wind today here at Willie T. Barnett Field. Really nice day. A little warm, but not as warm as it's been. High 80s.
Yeah, you could ask my face and my arms how hot it was yesterday.
Yeah, you were sitting in the bleachers up in Winchester, along with Tucker Myers. The 1-2 to Vasquez, swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Tom Sox get out of the jam behind some great pitching from East Carolina's Trey Savage. No hits, no runs, no errors. 2 runners left on base for Waynesboro, 0-0. Into the bottom of the first we go. This is Tom Sox Baseball. 0-0 here in the bottom of the first. The Tom Sox stranding a couple Waynesboro runners. Trey Savage striking out the last two. As the Tom Sox come to bat here in the first with a lineup that goes Christian Martin batting first, Satchel Norman second, Cole Wagner third. Cleanup spot center fielder Carter Cunningham, Kyle Edwards at short bats fifth. Logan Amos, the DH, bats sixth. 7-8-9 for the Tom Sox. Brody Moss at third. Nick Erickson, the catcher, bats eighth, and Garrett Spikes rounds out the lineup against Daniel Batcher, whose stats we will give you here in just a second. Tom Sox gave up a couple of walks here as Batcher, a 3.45 ERA, 15.2 innings pitched this year for the Generals, 17 strikeouts, so he's a guy that'll pound the zone. And it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup against Christian Martin. And Martin takes one off the left hand. Boy, you might have to take a second and check there as Tom Sox get a runner on base the hard way.
Staying composed. That's not the best first pitch that anyone wants.
That is his glove hand. So we'll see how that affects Martin out in the field. Tom Sox with their first base runner. As Satchel Norman, who had a home run in Saturday's game against Covington in the fifth inning, as Martin looks to be all right. Set the Waynesboro defense after this pitch. Batcher out of Florida Gulf Coast. As this one is hit well in the air by Norman. Going back, Sullivan looking up, and that ball is gone. Satchel Norman has been on a tear. The Tom Sox take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
Sets it up, put it back, and put an American flag on that one, man. Just a great shot. This is a horrible start for the Waynesboro Generals, and the offense again comes in. We saw from the mound the consistency continues, and now the offense continues. And a monster souvenir shot to center.
So
I haven't even looked at it.
Faster than you can say the Sox are hot. Charlottesville up 2-0 as Cole Wagner will bat now with the bases empty and nobody away.
You know that was out just of the reaction Sullivan and center had to it. Kind of jogged straight out, and you knew it was going.
That's a tough part of this park to get the ball out, too, especially with no wind blowing like it is today as Wagner takes the ball inside. So the hit by pitch hurts the Generals. 2-0 Tom Sox.
Still has yet to show a strike that wasn't taken back past the wall.
Yeah, that one misses down low. It's 2-0 to Cole Wagner out of the University of Georgia. As that one is fouled out of play. We'll get to the Waynesboro defense now. John Montes at third, Jalen Vasquez at short, Edric Felix at second, Casey Karras at first, left to right around the outfield. Thad Ector, Joseph Sullivan, Tyler Borges, and Tanner Garrison behind the plate for Daniel Batcher, who faces Cole Wagner in a lefty-on-lefty matchup. 2-1 the count as Wagner now gets hit. And Batcher struggling with his control here. Normally a guy with very good control with 17 strikeouts here to match his uniform number this Valley League season, but he's yet to record an out. 2 hit by pitches and a 2-run home run for the Tom Sox with Carter Cunningham coming to the plate. Another guy whose bat has been pretty hot lately.
Yeah, you want to talk about consistent batters from this team, whether it's Cookie, Colwold, Wagner. You can bring out Kyle Edwards, Logan Amos. The story of the doubleheader was Garrett Spikes, the veteran, he hit one over the wall, and then Carter Cunningham, perfect from the plate, putting the teams on their back and getting this momentum, and it looks like they might continue.
Out of East Carolina, same school as the starting pitcher, Trey Savage. He takes a strike, and Garrett Spikes had a little bit of extra motivation yesterday, I saw at Winchester.
We got there, and they, right below the press box, said, no Spikes, we have to sneak him in.
The 0-1 coming to Cunningham, lefty-on-lefty matchup again. Both the hit batters have been left-handers as Cunningham can't hold up on that one in the dirt, 0-2.
Anyone that's worried for future games, we got the on Twitter, we got the inside scoop on how to sneak Garrett in places because apparently that's a recurring issue in his family.
0-2 the count now. Tom Sox up 2-0 after the Satchel Norman homer. And that one misses just outside. Norman in right field tonight with Erickson catching, but you got to keep the bat in the lineup if it's hot. 1-2 the count. Cole Wagner on first. The 1-2. That one misses outside and in the dirt. Good stop there by the catcher, Tanner Garrison.
I don't know if he's trying to get him to reach, but he is struggling right now.
Don't hit him there. Come on. Get the ball.
Generals 17-9. First in the South Division. Tom Sox 12-11 after sweeping Winchester yesterday. The 2-2. Foul ball out of play.
It's good to see Cunningham try to get his composure from the plate. Obviously, he might have a little bit of a layover from going perfect in the doubleheader, but see how he does.
Cunningham out of Haymarket, Virginia. Takes the 2-2 off the plate, and the count runs full. Cole Wagner not really a threat to run at first base. Still nobody away here. Tom Sox up 2-0 early, bottom of the first. Cunningham waves the bat. Delivery from Batcher, and that one swung on and fouled out of play.
Cunningham still finding, shows his consistency. He's arguably, you can make the argument that he's one of the best batters on the team. Obviously that perfect game helps him there.
9 for 19 on the year. Average of 473. The 3-2 is fouled back. So driving the pitch count up here in this first inning for Daniel Batcher. Waynesboro, nobody warming up right now. Generals will take on Stanton tomorrow at home at Kate Collins Field. In fact, they'll be home for their next 3 games. The 3-2 to Cunningham is hit well right field. If it's fair, it's gone, but it curves foul harmlessly into the trees.
And you mentioned it before the game that there is no wind, so they're getting everything behind this, and it just takes foul.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Tom Sox up 2-0. Only game in the Valley League tonight here on this July 4th. Batcher delivers. This one is hit out in the air to right field again. Down the line, curving, and just foul. It goes off the fence.
He is fighting for his life at this plate appearance right now, almost getting it a home run, and now that lined straight to right, finding that area. Just cannot get it into the field of play. He's so close, though.
This is almost the Oakland Coliseum of the Valley League. There is a lot of foul territory here at Willie T. Barnett Field. In fact, some of the area inside the fence is designated out of play behind the dugouts. Another 3-2 with a runner on first. This one is in the air the other way now, and that's going to get out of play too. So we are going to have the 11th pitch of this at-bat. Sorry, 12th pitch of this at-bat coming up.
And we just saw the kids fight for that one. Speaking of foul territory, we got a Woods that they also fight for each other. And like George of the Jungle trying to find foul balls.
I'm impressed. I don't think you were even born when that movie came out, but you just dropped a reference on air, and you just earned my trust for the rest of the broadcast. That one is up in the air. Foul territory behind the plate. Tanner Garrison looking for it, and that one gets out of play. And it's quickly grabbed by a, 7-year-old in a UVA hat who gives it to one of the adults he's with.
Got to save it before the other kids try to fight him for it.
Not a lot of kids in that area behind the plate.
I'm surprised they're not in that little median in the parking lot, because they're always over there, and foul balls, as we just saw, go right over there.
Pitch number 13 of this at-bat. Needless to say, it's 3-2, and that one is in the air, deep center field, straight away. Sullivan going back, and the Park's going to hold this one as he makes the grab on the lip of the warning track, but Tom Sox hitting the ball well early when it's not hitting them.
Had to open my mouth about the wind. There was winds that might have carried out.
Yeah, that one was to straight away center field. As that'll bring up Kyle Edwards, team leader in hits this year.
Been here the entire time.
Out of Old Dominion, which is alma mater of Vinny Pasquantino from the 2017 team, who was called up to the Kansas City Royals about a week ago. That one called a strike, 0-1.
And
one out.
To get his first major league hit as a solo shot.
Yeah, he thought it was a double, and the umpires had to rule it a home run after a few seconds. So he didn't even get to do a proper home run trot, as that one is a slow roller to third. They're going to look to second, now go to first, and Edwards is out there by a step. Cole Wagner advances to second base, so the Tom Sox get the man into scoring position with 2 away for Logan Amos.
Batting for your Tom Sox, the designated hitter from Virginia Commonwealth.
Heads up play from Vasquez. He kind of looked over to second. I don't really know if he thought that he just couldn't get it out and wanted the insurance to get the first batter out, but still a heads up play nonetheless.
That ball not hit very hard, so giving Cole Wagner, who probably about average speed out of the base pass, some extra time to get down to second. So another lefty on lefty matchup. Tom Sox with 2 in. 2-run homer off the bat of Satchel Norman here in the bottom of the first. Batcher looks in, delivers a curveball for a strike, and maybe a turning point of the inning for Batcher, getting that fly out from Cunningham after a 13-pitch at-bat.
And now up against a consistent batter in Amos.
Amos out of VCU. Takes the 0-1 at the letters and a little bit high. Called a ball. Amos also plays some right field. He's been known to catch too, although he hasn't done that this year. The 1-1. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. 1-2 the count now for Batcher.
They just got him. Last game on the bus, they were trying to show him a new flow in his swing, and it looked like it was helping him during the doubleheader.
Outfielders playing straight away for Waynesboro. Runner on second, Cole Wagner. The 1-2. That one is just outside, as the hurler Batcher took a couple steps off the mound, thought he had gotten out of the inning. Amos, lefty on lefty matchup. The 2-2. Golfed foul down the third base side and out of play.
That was most likely ball 3, but still thought that he could get contact on it, and he did. Just not in the field of play.
Tom Sox will take on the Lumberjacks back here tomorrow, looking to avenge Saturday's loss. Another 2-2 from Batcher. That one is looped over short left field, and that one is going to get down for a base hit and score another run as the Texas Leaguer puts the Tom Sox up ahead 3-0 here in the bottom of the first.
It's that new swing.
That might have even been a broken bat. That ball sounded like it was maybe off the end of the bat.
Yeah, it might have helped him, as it was a little blooper that just got down in left center, but really consistent, staying alive into the count.
RBI single for Logan Amos, and the inning continues. Here's Brody Moss, the third baseman from Auburn, with the tuft of dark hair flowing out the back of his helmet. This is the opposite start the Tom Sox had the last time Waynesboro came here, when the Generals put up 4 in the first inning off a grand slam from Tanner Garrison. Brody Moss from Auburn. Ahead 1-0. Now count is even. That one over for a strike.
Talk about his hair. Actually, our very own GM Mike was. I don't remember who he said was it, but it's been a topic of who has the best hair on the team.
Yeah, you got Jack Billings, Brady Kurtner, a candidate as well. A couple of pitchers for the Tom Sox. That one fouled back 1-2.
I think he might have said Satchel. I think that's who he said. It's been a topic though.
1-2 the count. 2 away. Runner on first for the Tom Sox. That's Logan Amos following an RBI single. Tom Sox 2 hits this inning. 2 batters hit by a pitch. Batcher looks in with a 1-2 curveball. And a called third strike as that one dipped in at the letters, and a nice pitch there to get out of the inning by Badger. But the Tom Sox strike for 3 on the 4th here in the bottom of the 1st. To the 2nd we go, 3-0 over Waynesboro. This is Tom Sox Baseball.
3, Waynesboro, nothing. Casey Karras.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Casey Karras leading things off for the Generals here in the top of the 2nd. Tom Sox ahead 3-0, a 2-run home run from Satchel Norman and an RBI single from Logan Amos. As Trey Savage, who did a good job of getting out of the top of the 1st, stranding a couple runners, staked to a 3-0 lead. Tom Sox have won 2 straight, sweeping the doubleheader against Winchester yesterday on the road, and that one called a strike on a fastball from Trey Savage.
Blues been calling the outside balls all game. I wonder if. Well, hold on, I'll let the pitch go before I say this. I'm gonna get ahead of myself.
Here's the 0-1. That's hit sharply on a line, but directly at Cole Wagner at first base, who crouches down like a gargoyle and makes the catch.
Great catch. I was just going to mention, I wonder if pitchers or batters, whichever one, have a problem with bad umpiring, but not consistent, and then consistently good. Like, whether or not it's consistent
large or
good.
Small strike zone.
Yeah.
As long as it stays that way the whole game, I think nobody's going to complain. The players among them is now in the batter's box for Waynesboro is Edric Felix, the 2nd baseman. So you go from the 1st baseman to the 2nd baseman. Here with 1 away. First pitch outside for a ball. As this one is in the air, foul territory behind the plate, out of play.
That foul ball was sponsored by First Heritage Mortgage.
Edric Felix out of Florida Gulf Coast, native of Orlando. Facing a 1-1 count, Savage steams in a 4-seamer, and that is foul tipped into the mitt of Erickson. 1-2.
Stay in that zone right there, Aiden. You got it made, buddy. Keep it down.
On deck is Thad Ector, the left fielder. Tom Sox up 3-0, bases empty. 1 out here in the 2nd. As that one is well struck left field down the line, looking up, and that one is curving, and it'll stay fair as Spikes can't catch that one as the ball is gone and the Generals get on the board with a solo shot.
We've seen this from opponents again. That's another no doubt home run right towards the right of that left field foul pole. And again, back and forth has been the story of these Waynesboro games, but the Tom Sox were always able to come out on top. That's a great shot, though.
So Edric Felix goes yard, and it's 3-1. Tom Sox lead cut by 33% here in the top of the 2nd, but it's a solo shot, and you've still got a multiple run lead as Thad Ector digs in the left fielder and takes a ball. Justin Umane warming up in the bullpen for the Tom Sox. or has been. One the count to Thad Ector, who takes a curveball upstairs.
Trey's got to stay composed again, a la like his first inning. Can't let it get too out of hand.
Yeah, solo shot, not the worst thing when you're up 3 runs. You don't have to pitch with runners on base, but hasn't helped here. It's 2-0 to Ector, and now that pitch is a check swing, and he held up. They appeal down to third, and the safe sign given. 3-0 now as Savage walked a couple in the first inning. 9-hole hitter John Montes on deck. Waynesboro will turn its lineup over after 2 innings. 3-0. That one. Not sure where it missed, but it's ball 4, and Generals have a 1-out base runner with a run in.
That we like to see.
Batting for Waynesboro, the third baseman from UCF, number 1, John Montes.
John Montes out of UCF. Third baseman. Runner on first, 1 out. Tom Sox 3, Generals 1 here in the top of the second. Ector, big lead off of first. That pitch misses inside.
Just got to find the rhythm again. Seems like he's getting into his own head.
Ector dancing off of first base. Wagner holding him on. The 1-0 is sprayed down the line, left field, other way, but it's going to curve far enough to go foul and roll into the Generals bullpen, where nobody is currently occupying.
Keep the ball down, 8.
I wonder why they're not. Maybe because usually not teams don't have seats out there, then they kind of just want to stand in the dugout.
1-1 the count to Montes. Savage looks in, fires. That one is hit sharply between the gap at short and third, and that's a base hit for the Generals. It's their second hit of the ball game, and they got guys on first and second now with 1 away. Some more trouble here for the Tom Sox on the base paths. Waynesboro with multiple runners on for the second time in as many innings, and Borges digs in.
It's interesting because Borges immediately went to the batter's box to try to dissuade the Tom Sox from taking Savage out. Obviously, if he comes out, they would call a timeout, though.
Yeah, he wants to keep this rhythm going. Some good hitting here for the Generals in this top of the second, and that one is low and away for ball 1. Solo home run from Edric Felix. Putting the Generals on the board here in the top of the second. The 1-0 is up and in for ball 2, and runners on first and second here with 1 away. Tom Sox 12-11, Generals 17-9. Waynesboro occupying the top spot in the South Division. The 2-0. This one is hit in the air, right center field, and it looks like this one is going to get it down into the gap. Yes, it does, and the Generals are going to get another run home. Cruising into second base, standing up is Borges. Montes goes to third, and scoring is Thad Ector, and it's 3-2.
Great contact, put right in the gap where they just couldn't get to it. And again, Savage has not thrown a strike that hasn't been contacted since that home run.
2-hole hitter Joseph Sullivan up with runners on second and third.
Think about Batcher not finding the strike zone and then find it. Savage was the straight opposite.
Sullivan walked his first time at the plate. Takes a ball inside. He's on the season, 28 for 88, average of 318. Got a couple home runs and 11 runs batted in. Looking for a couple more here with his team on the board in the top of the second. It's 3-2 Generals, or excuse me, 3-2 Tom Sox Generals, threatening still with 1 away. Savage fires, and that one is fouled out of play.
Still trying to find the zone. They can't find contact on. Good pitch to get something not in play, but still look like he's struggling.
Yeah, Savage hasn't really been ahead in the count much today. Facing his 11th batter. The 1-1 with one away is hit in the air over the infield. This is obviously not going to advance anyone. Cole Wagner wants it, and he takes a couple of steps in and bags it. That's a big second out for the Tom Sox.
Big second out, but it still kind of doesn't make you that confident in it because he did get contact on the ball. It's still, Savage was struggling. Kind of a little bit surprised with somebody warming up in the bullpen that he's still in the game, but I guess they're still trusting him to get out of the inning.
It'll be tough. TJ Clarkson, the designated hitter, steps up. He's batting .320 this year. 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in. Center fielder shades him to the right. And now second and third with 2 away for the Generals for the second straight inning as Clarkson takes a strike at the knees. Clarkson flew out to center field last time. He hit it pretty well, though. And yeah, Joe, like you said, Generals making good contact here this inning. Tom Sox up 3-2. Here's the 0-1 from you, Savage, from the stretch. That one misses up and out.
And it's another telltale that the Generals stacked the middle of their lineup, now reaping the benefits of it.
One and one the count. Montes on third, Borges on second. That one is over the outer half for a strike.
Still consistently calling that outside mid.
You got 3 to get him on now. Don't give him nothing.
Tom Sox need another strike here to keep the lead. First base is open.
Keep it down right here.
Trey Savage looks over to third. Now he looks in. From the belt, the 1-2. On the ground, charging, gloving Christian Martin over to first for the out. And the Tom Sox surrender a couple of runs here in the top of the second, but maintain the lead. It's 3-2 going to the bottom half against the Waynesboro Generals on July 4th. This is Tom Sox Baseball. Luke Ned Carney, Joe Callahan Jr. bringing you this one on Independence Day. Tom Sox going to the bottom of the second, 3-2 our score. Some fireworks already going off, each team with a home run. As Daniel Batcher heading out for inning number 2 of work for the Generals. As they've got somebody throwing in the bullpen out there. And Tom Sox got a 2-run home run from Satchel Norman, the right fielder in the first inning, and leading off is the catcher, Nick Erickson, 8-9-1 for the Tom Sox, who will turn their lineup over here in the second inning. Erickson out of VCU. Native of Richmond. Rams play their home games in the Diamond, home of the Double-A Richmond Flying Squirrels. As the first delivery from Batcher misses. Outside and down, a little bit down, 1-0.
Yeah, Erickson has been that guy that's been the consistent role at catcher for the near past. And
And it's been him and Norman mostly, as Norman in the lineup today in right field. Erickson takes the ball inside.
Yeah, Rojas started it, then when Norman got here, it was him and Norman, and then now it seems like a rotation with Erickson and Norman, but Erickson is the main one.
Batcher delivers, takes something off of it, and it's a swing and a miss from Erickson, 2-1.
Kind of fooled him a little bit low there with like a sinker, it looked like.
Erickson 4 for 23 on the season. Lefty on righty matchup. Batcher fires in a curveball, and that one comes in backdoor for strike 2. Garrett Spikes on deck, the 9-hole hitter, one of the heroes from yesterday in Winchester. The 2-2 from Batcher. Misses upstairs. Batcher with that John Smoltz wind up over the head.
Good take. He wanted that one, but knew that it was a high and not coming back down.
Batcher hasn't walked anybody yet, but he's hit 2 batters. The 3-2 to Erickson. That one is upstairs for ball 4.
What way to fight in that at bat. Now that 2-1. He went to 2-2 and now put it up.
So the leadoff runner on base for Garrett Spikes.
Garrett Spikes.
Facing a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Also had a walk-off against Harrisonburg on Wednesday night. Back here at Willie T. Barnett Field, it was officially a double. That one called a strike.
We were saying this yesterday, last 4th of July he had 2 home runs, but also had a home run in the game before, and they were like, hey, repeating history.
Why not? It's 0-1 to Spikes. Batcher delivers. This one is stung into center field. Hit pretty well, but the park's going to hold this one as Sullivan ranges over to his right and makes the catch. 1 away for the Tom Sox here in the bottom of the 2nd.
And the story from Garrett Spikes even yesterday was every time he got out, there was 1 ground out. Everything else was put in the outfield. Such a great outing, and it looks like he's still in that groove of getting contact.
Made pretty good contact there, too. It's just Sullivan had it played well. And now Christian Martin, who took a fastball off his left hand to start this game, will come up and hopefully avoid that fate again. As first pitch low and away for ball 1. With Nick Erickson on first following a walk.
Doesn't visibly see like it's bothering him at all, so don't think it should be an issue.
And we saw him make a putout to end the top of the 2nd. 1-0 the count. Batcher fires. That one called a strike. Crowd's filled in, as predicted.
Come on, boys. We gotta win the
Free
ball
admission
by hitting the
all
ball.
season long to Tom Sox games, courtesy of Carter Bank and Trust. We are here in the Crutchfield press box. 1-1 the count. Batcher delivers. That one kicks away from the catcher, but good reaction time there from Garrison. The runner stays put at first.
The drills that these catchers run, college, Valley League, just keep the ball in front of them and prevent a stolen base.
Christian Martin out of Amherst, Virginia, plays at Virginia Tech. The 2-1 is hitting the air center field again. This one is well struck. Going back, Sullivan. He looks up, climbs the wall, and that ball is gone. Christian Martin, for the first time this year, goes bomb squad for the Tom Sox, and they lead 5-2.
It's infecting the team now. Again, new energy, same Sox. What a great drive, and that one had a different reaction from Sullivan. Thought that he could jump over the fence, kind of straddled it with his arms to try to give him a little bit of an advantage on it, but such great contact from everyone on this Tom Sox team and able to get 2 over the wall.
So the second 2-run shot for the Tom Sox.
And obviously that hit by pitch, it doesn't look like it's facing him at all.
Yeah, I think we can close the book on that issue. First one for Christian Martin this season, and now we get the guy who's hit the other Tom Sox home run today, Satchel Norman, who bats with nobody on base here. 1 away, and he takes the ball outside.
And they were joking with him last game that his bat flew out of his hands again, and he's hitting home runs. Get those batting gloves off.
Hey, he was wearing the bright red bat, using the bright red bat as he hits this one to center, and it's going to drop in front of Sullivan for a base hit. So Norman 2 for 2. He's been on a tear since he switched bats. I remember In the game against Covington on Saturday, he used the red bat for his first 2 at-bats, switched to that black and white one, and hit the home run.
I think he switched with Kyle Edwards. I'm pretty sure that Kyle used that bat last game in the doubleheader. Obviously, it's working.
Cole Wagner up next as the Tom Sox have their 4th hit of the ball game. Runner on first, 1 away. As Wagner takes a strike over the outer half. Wagner out of Lewisberry, Pennsylvania. One of 2 Wagners, one of 4 Georgia Bulldogs, his cousin Luke, who also plays with him at Georgia. Member of the Tom Sox, left-handed pitcher. That one downstairs for ball 1, 1-1.
I remember it was you on the broadcast the first game was speaking about the Jedi Enforcer nickname. I wonder what Cole's favorite one is.
He goes by Cookie, I think. Cookie Wagner, his Twitter handle. Yeah, Luke Wagner, the Jedi Composer, coined by Jeff Dantzler, the voice of the Diamond Dogs, as Wagner stings this one into the gap in left center field. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Norman on his horse. He touches third base. He comes around, and he scores standing up. So Cole Wagner delivers his team-leading 16th RBI of the year, and the Tom Sox out to a 6-2 lead here in the bottom of the second. The bat's popping off like fireworks.
RBI King, Cole World, Cookie Wagner strikes again, and the best thing about this inning right now is they're getting stuff rolling with only 1 out, 0 outs. Usually when we see the Tom Sox go on these rolls, there's 2 outs late in the inning, and then some, pop out or fly out or just unfortunate ground out that you can't really string things together was kind of the story of their losing streaks, and now they're getting stuff rolling.
We've got time called, and the catcher, Tanner Garrison, out to talk to his pitcher, Batcher. So the 2 guys Batcher hit by pitches in the first inning have driven in runs here in the second inning.
Revenge. A dish well served cold, and it's definitely not cold outside, but maybe in the hearts of the Tom Sox players it is.
So Carter Cunningham up to the plate. Doesn't get any easier here for Daniel Batcher, as the Generals have a right-hander tossing in the bullpen. Bottom of the second, Tom Sox 3 in the first, 3 here in the second. They lead 6-2 over first place Waynesboro here on July 4th. Lefty on lefty matchup. Cunningham gets under this one. It's a mile in the air, short center field. Sullivan was playing deep. He's got to cover a lot of ground, and he does come in and make the grab. So it's been the Joseph Sullivan show, for better or for worse, here in the field for Waynesboro.
Making him sprint. I hope he's conditioned.
I think you have to be a center fielder.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like it if he's straddling over trying to jump for a home run ball and then rushing straight close to second, but good play by him.
Here comes Kyle Edwards, batting in the 5-hole, playing shortstop. With a runner on second, 2 away. Tom Sox with 3 in here in the bottom of the second. 6-2 lead. One another count, that ball low. Edwards grounded out to third his first time at the plate. 1-0 pitch. Called a strike. As Kyle Edwards, that ground out did get a runner to advance to third base, after which, to second base, after which Cole Wagner scored on an RBI single from Logan Amos. So it was a productive out, helping the Tom Sox put a run on the board. He faces a 1-1 count. Batcher fires. That one misses upstairs.
Batcher's starting to get a little bit of composure, but still kind of struggling again.
You have to figure this is his last inning.
Yeah.
Time called. I think the Generals manager thought he was going to make a mound visit, but it looks like a ball rolled back behind the plate. So they'll just pick that up. 2-1 the count, runner on second.
Team's so disgruntled at the 6 runs that they're playing with baseballs out there in the dugout.
Might have come from the bullpen, too, as Batcher looks back, fires, and misses inside to Edwards. Now it's 3-1.
After staying back, he's still struggling.
All right, you got him in the hole now. Come on.
Tom Sox ahead 6-2 here in the bottom of the second. 3-1 from Batcher. Misses outside. Now runners on first and second with 2 away.
Batting for your Tom Sox.
So this is the
Designated
fourth
hitter
walk
number
of the
32,
game.
Logan Amos.
Just in these last 2 innings. Giving up 6 runs and 4 walks.
Time called now, and Generals manager Zach Cole walking out to the mound. I think he made the signal to the bullpen, so yeah, we're going to have a pitching change here for the Generals. So as we kind of reset this one here, the Tom Sox started off in the first inning. Hit by pitch, 2-run homer, another hit by pitch. RBI single by the man who's going to be at the plate here, Logan Amos.
Most likely the best decision at this time. He's just not finding the strike zone at all. 6 runs, 4 walks, and now you kind of have to try to salvage the game and the inning. Just never really got rolling.
A new pitcher into the game for Waynesboro as the Tom Sox lead 6-2. It looks like David Rosso, the right-hander out of Boca Raton, Florida, pitches at Miami. The Tom Sox will bat with a runner on second base. Actually, runners on first and second, 2 away.
Waynesboro from Miami, number 36, David Rosso.
Rosso will be going from the stretch. He takes his warm-ups from the stretch. And this is where we would remind you of some scores around the Valley League. But true to tradition here on July 4th, we are the only game in town. The Charlottesville Tom Sox and the Waynesboro Generals. Looking ahead for both of these teams, Tom Sox will face Covington tomorrow, right back here at Willie T. Barnett Field before they go on the road for 3 straight at Harrisonburg on the 6th, at Waynesboro on the 7th, and at Stanton on the 8th before coming back to play the Harrisonburg Turks here on the 9th. As for the Generals, they're at home for their next 3 following this one. Tomorrow at home against the Stanton Braves before they're back here, obviously, on the 7th. And then they're home against the Tom Sox on the 7th and home against the Lumberjacks on the 8th. So Tom Sox making a statement here early with the bats as they only had 5 hits off of Daniel Batcher, but the 2 of those were home runs and 4 free bases issued, like you said.
Yeah, and the story was you don't really need hits to get runs because he did put 4 on base just for getting 4 balls, and he just never really had that consistency from the mound, never found the strike zone enough to get strings going, and now he's obviously not in the game anymore. Did strike out, I believe, 1. That was it.
Logan Amos is the batter for the Tom Sox. He has an RBI single back in the first inning. Bottom of the second, Tom Sox up 6-2, facing David Rosso for the first time today. And Amos takes the first pitch outside.
I know you had your eye on that one right there. Come on now, pick him up and hit him.
Rosso's gone 10 innings, 10.2 innings for the Generals, 13 strikeouts.
It looks like a bug flew in his eye. He had to take time out.
Boys on that base, you
Something
want
was
to
in
run
his
now.
eye.
Come on.
1-0 the count. Runners on first and second. That one way outside.
That'd have been close.
Satchel Norman, the runner on second for the Tom Sox. Kyle Edwards on first. Brody Moss, the on-deck batter, with Logan Amos with another RBI opportunity with his team ahead by 4 runs here in the second.
It looks good. Swing at it.
Rosso comes set, kicks, misses upstairs again.
Now you really
Look
got
back.
him in the
He's
hole.
not finding the strike zone now. Just got in, though, so let's see if he
It looks good. Be
creates
swinging on
some
him.
type of composure.
Moss, the on-deck batter, was the only strikeout victim that you just alluded to a minute ago. The 3-0
There you
misses
go.
up and away, so base is now loaded for Moss, who has a chance to redeem himself here and really bust this one open
For
early.
your Tom Sox, the third baseman, number 1, Brody Moss.
Still activity going on in the Waynesboro bullpen, by the way.
It looks like they might just be. It looks like they're just playing catch.
Yeah,
It's not really in a
catcher's
catcher's stance.
the catcher's standing up there. So Brody Moss, who's 0 for 1. Just 2 for 17 on the season.
Come up.
Been good defensively at third base, though. It's been his pretty consistent position when he's in the lineup. That ball outside, 1-0, and Rosso having trouble locating. It's ball 5 in a row.
Seen him make some diving catches over at third.
1-0 from Rosso, misses outside. Nowhere to put this batter. Tom Sox 3 in the first, 3 in here in the second.
Yeah, but again, still has not yet to find the strike zone.
Moss looks at that one up and away, 3-0.
Feels like he's struggling a little bit more than Batcher, as he's gotten 3 pitches that move Garrison towards the outside of the strike zone.
3-0. Rosso finally gets one over. It's strike 1, and now a hitter's count for Moss with each base occupied. Erickson would be next. 2 away here in the bottom of the second.
That time Brody just let that go past him. As I don't know if he had confidence in that actually going towards the strike zone.
Looked like he was taking all the way. He's taking all the way there, too, and that's ball 4 low and away. So the Tom Sox get another run at 7-2, give Brody Moss his second RBI of the year on a base on balls, and not what Zach Cole wanted, the Waynesboro Generals manager, when he made that pitching change.
Batcher walks 4, and now we have, oh, it's come in, and now he's walked half of that in 2 batters. Not at all what you like to see.
Want to wish a happy birthday to pop icon Post Malone, born on Independence Day.
Yeah, we were talking before the game, if you're not that patriotic but a music fan, you still have something to celebrate.
Here's Nick Erickson, the catcher from VCU. He started this inning with a walk for the Tom Sox, and he takes a strike here.
That was a good pitch to hit. You passed it up.
I don't know if you heard the fan back, but first good pitch coming out of Rosso, coming back out.
Finally ahead in the count is the man from Miami. Right hand fires, and now it's 0-2 as that one bends over for a strike.
Another one kind of hung there, looked at it, maybe thought that it was going to be inside, but curved back in.
So Rosso with a chance to get out of the inning here. That run will be charged, by the way, to the starter, Batcher. He was responsible for that runner. The 0-2 is fouled back out of play.
Still fighting alive. Good
That
pitch.
foul ball was sponsored by A&M
Rosso
Maintenance Crew.
hasn't really found that yet, but it looks like he's found some composure now. Trying to salvage this lead.
Oh, 2, 2 away. Base is still loaded for the Tom Sox. They've scored 4 this inning. Rosso delivers, and that one is downstairs. 1-2 the count. A lot of fans out on the hill in the outfield.
It's the first time I've seen multiple fans out in center field. It's such a good thing for the celebration of 4th of July.
A lot of tents, a lot of umbrellas. 1-2 the count. Rosso comes set, fires, and that one is just outside, and he takes a stroll off the mound thinking he got out of the inning. One just out off the plate.
Speak about tents and umbrellas for the sun. Could have used that yesterday.
No doubt about it.
They're smarter than I am.
So you got bright red shorts on that kind of match the color of your face right now.
Tried to take the focus off of them.
You saw Joe and Tucker Myers on Tom Sox TV yesterday as that pitch misses inside.
What good fight.
Tucker also got some sun too, so it wasn't just you.
Yeah, he said he knew that he was, because he's, quote, white as a ghost. I wasn't that far, but still got burned, so I'm
3-2. Now the count as Rosso steps off. Runners will be taking off here with the full count and 2 outs.
Come on now.
Rosso comes set, looks in. There go the runners, and that one is sprayed to the right side and through for a base hit. This is going to score 2 runs, and Nick Erickson plates both Kyle Edwards and Logan Amos as making it all the way over to third base is Brody Moss, and the Tom Sox pouring it on right now. It's 9-2.
That's just crushing for the psyche of Rosso. Just gets that consistency from the mound, gets ahead of the count, then falls behind into a full one and then gives up another 2 runs as the Tom Sox are taking away with this one.
Oh, and he got squeezed in the strike zone too. He probably thought he should have been out of the inning, and I thought he should have too. But that's baseball. You gotta get every last pitch, every last out, and I think Rosso might have lost focus there and delivered a meatball to Erickson, who drove that one through the gap. And now Garrett Spikes batting in a righty on lefty matchup. Remember, the starter Batcher was a left-hander. Runners on first and third. 2 away. Spikes takes the ball downstairs. Now it's 9-2. Tom Sox with a 6th spot here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, we speak of the struggles of these pitchers as the Generals have Henry Hardy in the bullpen over there.
The 1-0. Spikes holds up the swing, but that pitch is over the outside corner for a strike.
Again, wanted that one, but kind of pulled it back. But that's been calling that all day. And this short all day.
First and third, 1-1 the count, 2 away. Rosso takes the sign, fires, foul tip into the mid of the catcher, Tanner Garrison. 1-2.
Just got to get a little bit ahead of it. Garrett wants to keep this hot streak going for himself and the team.
Spikes a 285 hitter this year. Home run, 4 runs batted in. The 1-2 to Spikes, that one misses outside.
He's another guy that's been here for the entire season and 2 before that. The veteran coming out and putting the team or the offense on his back.
Bottom 2, Tom Sox up 9-2. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball misses upstairs, and Generals pitching really struggling here in this inning.
Struggled all day.
11th Tom Sox batter to bat here in the second inning. The payoff, runner will be going from first. Erickson takes off, and that one nowhere close. And Tom Sox with the bases loaded once again for Christian Martin. Oh, well, if you remember last time, he drove one over the fence earlier in this inning. Time called again by Waynesboro.
And it's officially been 2 innings and 2 run-throughs of the lineup for the Tom Sox. Because again, the struggles of the Generals.
Yeah, looks like he's already made the call to the bullpen. And yep, the Generals are making their second pitching change of this inning.
They'll send Hardy in.
So Henry Hardy is a native of Charlottesville, Virginia. He plays at Patrick Henry Community College. So
a little bit of a homecoming here.
We'll get the stats on Hardy.
Wonder why he decided to, or maybe he didn't decide, but traveled 45 minutes north to try to play baseball if he could have just did it in his backyard.
Yeah, I think the league has a draft, so Generals might have grabbed
he got
it.
Unlucky.
Out of Patrick and Henry Community College.
This is not 2 hours from home.
Yeah.
You're sitting in Covington or Winchester having to go there, so it's still within driving distance of your house. But
yeah, Tom Sox left 9 runs this game, 9-2 the lead. Have the bases loaded as Toby Keith blares from the public address. And Joe, do you have any July 4th traditions that you do every year, or your family?
We used to, before I went to college, we went to my dad's work friend Jeff's house, and it was just a good old barbecue with the family. Kids went at the pool, adults kind of sat out on the tables, ate some barbecue, had a DJ set out. Really great time, ping pong table and all, learned how to play ping pong there. And also kind of learned or scared a little bit by my dad's coworkers and being, when we set out fireworks, ducked under the table, asked him, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Listen, what goes up must come down, dude. You're not protecting yourself. Get in the house."
Maybe need a football helmet for that or something. As Henry Hardy, the right-hander, continues his warm-up pitches. Really good start here for the Tom Sox. We've been scored so great now for the Tom Sox, 9-2. We've been playing for an hour and 8 minutes, and still not even through 2 innings due to the offensive outbursts. And Generals keeping the bullpen busy out there. As I wonder what we'll see for Savage, as the Tom Sox have some pitchers out there in the bullpen too, but it's been a really long time for Savage to be sitting without throwing.
Still, when he got that consistency from the end of the second, still, tried to find it, reverted it, and now let's see if they decide to trust him with this big lead now, or whether or not they take him out. gets in. He's trying to get this offense still rolling in this inning after giving up 6. 9-2 is the score.
And Christian Martin already with a home run to his credit this inning after the hit by pitch. This will be the second Waynesboro pitcher that Martin faces. It's the third Waynesboro pitcher of the inning. As Martin, the leadoff man for the Tom Sox, has batted in each inning thus far, his third at-bat coming up. First pitch from Hardy misses up and away. 1-0 the count. Tom Sox had 9-2, 6 runs here in the third inning, or in the second inning. If the math holds, the Tom Sox are due for at least 12 in the third. That one fouled out of play by Martin, 1-1.
I think 3 more until the mercy roll comes in during the 5th with the run roll.
Is it the 5th or the 7th?
It might be the 7th. I think the 5th is the rain out.
7th for a 9-inning game.
Yeah.
5th for the double headers. The 1-1 to Martin, that one upstairs. Still early here. Generals with put up 10 runs last time they played here in this ballpark, so 2-1 the count to Martin. Base is full for the Tom Sox. As Hardy kicks, fires, and Martin fouls that one back out of play behind us, 2-2.
You got your eye on it, Abe. Now get on it. Well, good batting practice balls right there, buddy.
Martin out of Virginia Tech, facing a pitcher from Charlottesville. The 2-2. That one is on the ground, up the middle, and through for another base hit. Tom Sox are going to get 2 more runs as Garrett Spikes will stop at second, but crossing the plate, Brody Moss right behind him, Nick Erickson. 2-run single off the bat of Christian Martin. He's been tearing it up lately, and the Tom Sox into double digits. It's 11-2 here in the second inning.
And again, I mean, he's not shy. He didn't even have time to struggle. Hardy comes in and immediately gives up an RBI. Great base running from Erickson. He was almost right behind Brody Moss trying to get that second run in.
And Hardy almost came up with that one. He kind of stuck his glove down like a hockey goalie trying to make a stop, but got by him. And it was solidly up the middle for a base hit. So now Satchel Norman, who's got a home run today. Batting gloveless, holding the white bat with the black handle, takes the ball upstairs. Norman in right field today. Normally a catcher, but they want his bat in the lineup. So with Erickson catching, they're putting him in right today.
Batting .305, good decision.
1-0 the count. Good curveball there for a strike by Hardy.
We actually asked Norman, or not Norman himself, but his teammates, why he doesn't like batting gloves, and he's just like, I don't know, he just doesn't like them.
That was my philosophy when I played. I never used batting gloves either. Of course, I didn't play at college or even the high school level, but Moises Alou definitely was one of my favorite players for that reason. That one outside.
Yeah, he does drown it in tar, though. They did say that they almost blow through their entire supply just on Satchel during a game.
Well, Moises Alou used to do something else to keep his hands tough that allowed him to not use batting gloves. The 2-1 pitch from Hardy is in the air, right side, curving toward the foul line, and it's going to drop and stay fair and roll to the wall. The Tom Sox are going to get 2 more as Spikes scores and Martin scores a 2-run double for the Tom Sox. 13-2, 10 runs in here in the bottom of the second.
Martin sprinting, almost took his helmet off with that one, and again he was right behind Spikes. Just really great base running, really great hitting, really great placement of the ball, and what struggles from all 3 pitchers of the Generals.
So the Tom Sox with a touchdown and 2 field goals. The Generals have scored on defense. They've got a safety. It's 13-2 here in the second inning. A 10 spot here for Charlottesville.
What a day this offense is having.
And Cole Wagner up to the plate. He takes a strike up and away, and I wonder if we'll see this strike zone expand a little bit here in a double-digit ball game.
And maybe it's not. Got to give him some to come back and try to make this entertaining.
And you can't even get 10 on the scoreboard under an inning here at Willie T. Barnett Field, so it's just a 0. As Wagner hits this one sharply into right
maybe
field.
Maybe it'll be a 1.
It drops for a base hit. They're going to send the runner, Norman. He's chugging around third. The throw home is not in time as Norman just runs by like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo right into the dugout. And the Tom Sox ahead 14-2.
At least we get a number on the scoreboard, the box score out there. Just what this offense explosion is trying to get as much offense that they had in the doubleheader in one game now, or in one inning.
So the PAT from Cole Wagner is good, and the Tom Sox lead 14-2 over the Generals here, and their offense just showing out in a big way. Bottom of the second, Tom Sox with 11 runs across the plate. For Carter Cunningham, middle of the order, still due up. Runner on first, Cole Wagner. As this one is in the air, left side down the line. It's not going to be caught, but it lands in foul territory.
Almost out. Almost got him there.
And we have not had, this is our first double-digit inning in team history. Thank you, David Argo, for that stat. So if you had July 4th, 2022.
David Argo, the team historian.
That is probably the most accurate way to describe him. 14-2, 0-1 the count to Cunningham following the foul ball. Hardy fires, that one fouled back again, 0-2, and Edwards, the on-deck batter, drops his bat and goes to pick it up.
We talk about Norman having the bright red bat, Cunningham out here with the bright orange one.
Cunningham out of East Carolina as Hardy delivers the 0-2 upstairs, 1-2.
They got something out. No one on this Tom Sox team wants to end this inning.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy who makes the third out. And Carter Cunningham has flied out to center field twice this game, once this inning. The 1-2 as this one is into center field again to Joseph Sullivan, who glides over and reaches down and makes a basket catch. So that's 3 hits to center for Carter Cunningham. He's 0 for 3 as they've all been caught. And he might be that guy today in this offensive explosion. But the Tom Sox put 11 on the board. It's 14-2 going to the third. This is Tom Sox baseball.
All right, fans.
To the third we go. 14-2. Tom Sox in front after, yes, an 11-run bottom of the second. Trey Savage out there with plenty of cushion. As Luke Ned Carney, Joe Callahan Jr. catching our breath following that bottom of the second inning. And we're looking at the point streak, the box score here, and just numbers all over the place for the Tom Sox here.
Yeah, and also just a historic day out here for an historic holiday. Trying to get that celebration going early.
Tanner Garrison leads things off for the Generals, who trail by 12. Generals won 10-2 last time here at Willie T. Barnett Field. So the Tom Sox looking to exact a little bit of revenge. Doing so thus far as Trey Savage out for inning number 3 delivers a strike.
It said he didn't really find his composure in the second inning, but with this big league, why not keep him back out?
Tom Sox 14 runs on just 9 hits as Garrison goes golfing there, and that one Actually got by the catcher, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Again, if they're reaching on wild pitches, he could basically throw anything.
Well, I mean, when you're up 14-2, all you got to do is put the ball in the strike zone, frankly. The 0-2, up and out, ball 1, count as 1 and 2.
Keep it down now.
Tom Sox looking for win number 2 in a row on July 4th. They beat the Generals last season. 1-2 from Savage downstairs for ball 2, 2-2. Generals won 7-6 here at this park back on July 4th, 2019. 2-2. Savage looks in, fires, and misses low again. So from 0-2 to 3-2, it's not what you want to see if you're Ramon Garza over there in the Tom Sox dugout.
Still again trying to find composure. Pressure's off of him now.
The 3-2. Savage misses way upstairs, and Generals get their first runner aboard here in the top of the 3rd.
And he said find the strike zone. And I find it now. Found it twice. But
Number 2, Jalen Vasquez.
Jalen Vasquez comes to the plate. He struck out his last time.
kind of like a broken record for you saying baseball, you got to get every single out. It's not like you can take a knee. And so again, with this big league, you still have to get every single out.
We brought up the 10-run rule, but that doesn't take effect until the 7th inning. So Tom Sox here in the top of the 3rd with a 12-run lead. Foul back off the bat of Vasquez out of play. He's got a bright red bat too, along with the red do-rag on his head, helmet, and socks, which the pant legs high up for the shortstop Vasquez. So
hey, look good, play good.
Doing the part today on Independence Day, wearing the red and blue. Native of North Charleston, South Carolina, plays at the University of South Carolina. Nobody out. 0-1 is inside for ball 1.
Just trying to find his rhythm. Trying to get back to that late first inning success that he had from the mound. So he does have some leeway with the lead.
You could say that here, 14-2, Tom Sox, top of the 3rd. The 1-1 is hit on the ground sharply, but foul to the right side. Coming out to give new balls to the umpire is Jackson Novi today for the Tom Sox. Very important duty even if you're not playing. Left-handed pitcher out of the University of Kentucky, which likely means we won't see him today.
Yeah, one of those consistent bullpen men.
The 1-2 to Vasquez. Savage delivers, misses upstairs, and he's gotten ahead in the count to both batters here this inning, but allowed a walk to the leadoff man Garrison here in the middle of the Generals order, top of the 3rd.
I would probably say that this is his last inning.
Yeah, Tom Sox with a couple guys stirring up there in the bullpen. The 2-2 called third strike over the outer half as Vasquez looks back at the umpire. And hey, man, when you're down by 12 runs, you're not going up there looking for walks. I'll just say that as someone who's been watching this game for 30 years. You got to swing the bat as Casey Karras comes up to the plate with one away.
Got to get something rolling, some energizing, and walking isn't going to do that.
So we've got a hot air balloon up in above right center field here at Willie T. Barnett Field. Likely from the nearby Boar's Head Inn. Next batter, Karras, swings and foul tips that one off the equipment of Nick Erickson. So Erickson will get a couple seconds from the home plate umpire to.
Fortunately for them, they might have a good outlook of the field, but unfortunately for them, unless Superman wants to play for the Tom Sox, I don't think they're getting a souvenir.
Tom Sox have got a couple guys who've been hitting like Superman lately, though.
I mean, they want to sky it up there and take him down. That'll be the challenge for the Tom Sox on offense next inning.
Here's Savage, the 0-1. That one is high in the air, foul territory toward the Generals dugout. Erickson giving chase. Will he have room? Yes, he will, and he bags it for out number 2.
We got the crowd a little bit right out the wall, kind of get out the way, but didn't need to. Good catch.
I thought that might have been out of play, but good job by the catcher Erickson to stay with it. He had Brody Moss there too, but and after getting rocked by that foul ball too, right?
Yeah.
Next pitch, he goes and makes a play. So Edric Felix for the Generals digs in next. He's got a solo home run here this evening. Came last inning off of Trey Savage about an hour ago of real time after that 11-run second inning by the Tom Sox. It's 14-2. Felix looks upstairs, 1-0.
Didn't even notice that that's how long it was.
Garrison, the runner on first. Not a threat to steal. Nice looking curveball by Savage in there for a strike.
They're trying to get some fireworks at the end of this game, and I don't know if, unless if we end early and the lead keeps until the 7th inning.
1-1. Downstairs actually bounces off the plate. Now the count 2-1 from Savage, and yeah, the Tom Sox do have a right-hander up there in the bullpen.
I don't know if it's the colors of the balloon, but it kind of looks like the Disney Toy Story thing when they try to hit it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's the challenge for the offense now.
The 2-1. Savage fires some high cheese, and that one is foul-tipped into Erickson's mitt, 2-2. So Tom Sox looking to erase the leadoff walk to Garrison, who stands on first base with Cole Wagner holding him on. It's a 2-2 count. He bluffs like he's going to go. The pitch fouled off the leg of the batter, Edric Felix.
Caught it with his mask.
Erickson would just be showing off at this point.
Yeah.
And he did have an RBI, 2 RBI single back in the second inning.
We'll just go baseball globetrotters.
Well, Savannah Bananas action.
Yeah. I was just going to say that.
I think my favorite thing they've done is when like the player actually announced himself in the batter's box. I thought that was really funny. The 2-2. Coming from Savage. Curveball upstairs misses. The runner takes off Garrison, and he is...
To cover the bag. Erickson wasn't even going to throw it, and they still got the out.
So the Tom Sox get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. And to the bottom of the third we go. 14-2 the score. Tom Sox in front. You're listening to Tom Sox Baseball. 14-2, Tom Sox in front. Henry Hardy back to the mound for Waynesboro as Kyle Edwards, Logan Amos, and Brody Moss due up for the Tom Sox here in the bottom of the third. Happy July 4th here from the Crutchfield press box. Happy birthday, Post Malone, and happy game for the Tom Sox thus far. 14 runs through 2 innings, including the first double-digit inning in team history in the bottom of the second. Here's Kyle Edwards out of Old Dominion, ground out and a walk to his credit, facing Hardy for the first time, and he fouls the first pitch out of play.
good pitch.
That foul ball was sponsored by the Newhouse
Trying to
Company.
get this offensive explosion going.
Good crowd here. Free admission, of course, courtesy of Carter Bank and Trust. Here's the 0-1 from Hardy. That one called a strike over the outer half. I wonder if, at least when the Tom Sox are at bat, we'll see the strike zone expand a little bit here in this 12-run ball game. Or more, more first pitch swings, more pinch hitters. We'll see here in the bottom of the third 12-run game. 0-2 is just upstairs for a 1-2 count.
Doesn't look like it. You mentioned Carter Bank and Trust, though. Tom Sox are trying to get more insurance runs. Brought to you by Gary Albert State Farm.
They've got the mega policy right now with a 12-run lead as that one misses just outside.
I love finding out that we were sponsored by an insurance group, so I can make that joke.
Oh man, it's a hanging curveball, as they say.
Yeah.
Hardy winds up the 2-2, and that one misses downstairs.
You got him in the hole.
Doesn't look like it's expanding that much, but it's also the Tom Sox up to bat, so.
Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. First batter is Kyle Edwards. Hardy delivers 3-2, and that one misses. And the Tom Sox here for the the third straight inning. They get their leadoff hitter on. And now Logan Amos, who is officially 1 for 1 today. He's got a single to his credit, plus a walk, an RBI single and an RBI walk, so he's driven in 2. Batting here with nobody out and a runner on first and fouling the first pitch back to the screen.
You could correct me if I'm wrong. I remember hearing something about this, about it being a 13-point lead. Is that a mercy or does it keep going?
That I do not know.
I remember hearing something about that, and I was going to mention it, but I don't know if that's true.
Amos behind in the count 0-1. Now it's even 1-1. That one misses up and away.
We'll stick to the 10 runs in the 7th. We know that that's real.
Yeah, some college conferences have those rules. Some don't. Some non-conference games have the mercy rule depending on if the coaches agree upon it. But Valley League adding it this year. Also adding the international tiebreaker rule in extra innings with the runner on second base. 1-1 over the the inner half for a strike.
We'll let you buy that.
And some consistency from the mound today.
Hardy looks in, delivers from the stretch, and this one is up the elevator shaft. Hardy is going to be called off by his third baseman, Montez, and Montez makes the catch for out number 1.
Good
Batting for your
contact,
Tom
just
Sox,
straight
third
up.
baseman number 1, Brody Moss.
Good job there by the third baseman. Kind of a unwritten baseball thing that you never let your pitcher take a pop-up, and Montez doing a good job taking control there as Brody Moss digs in for the Tom Sox. He's walked and he's struck out, so he hasn't put the ball in play yet, but officially 0 for 1. He bats with the runner on first, Edwards, and 1 out. Moss came around to score after that. And he takes that one as it buzzes the tower up and in. 1-0.
Almost gave him a free dentist visit.
8 out of 9 Tom Sox have scored tonight. The only one who hasn't been Carter Cunningham, who has yet to reach base. He's 0 for 3 as the pickoff throw to first. Unable to be handled by the first baseman, Karras, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
And maybe the message is, yeah, Cunningham, you got us last game. We'll got you this one. He's good, making good contact on it, though. He had 3 straight center field
real
pops.
solid hits, but right at Joseph Sullivan, the center fielder. Cunningham, of course, in center field himself tonight. He takes this, Moss takes the strike. It's 1-1. Tom Sox with 3 in the first, 11 in the second. A 1-1. Called a strike on the inside corner.
Back inside, it looked like it almost had a line towards Moss again. It struck back into the strike zone.
Edwards, the runner on first. He gets a moderate lead. Now they try to pick him off, and he gets back safely.
Another story of this team was the Tom Sox don't really get a lot of pickoffs on the defensive end, but when they're on offense, it was sort of like a glaring issue where there's a lot of times where the Tom Sox base runners get picked off. So they're trying to get them again.
I don't think they're going to send a runner here with a 12-run lead, but I could be wrong. Tom Sox don't run a whole lot.
Maybe to show off.
Moss 0 for 1 today. He's facing a 1-2 count. Hardy from the stretch, comes set, fires, and misses upstairs.
We had this sort of like break where we were dropping games towards the bottom of the standings, and then, you know, you take that one where Harrisonburg was first, we walked them off, and then now this game. Interesting.
The 2-2 misses inside.
The fight for the top three is so close.
You gotta come in there and get on it.
You're never safe up there.
When you hit the ball, anything can happen.
3-2 the count. Delivery from Hardy, swing and a miss, strike 3, so Moss goes down on strikes for the second time this evening, and 2 away now with a runner on first for the Tom Sox.
Batting for your Tom Sox, the catcher, number 9, Nick Erickson.
Here's Nick Erickson, who drove in a couple with a single to right his last time at the plate, part of that 11-run outburst in the second inning. 8-hole hitter out of VCU. Garrett Spikes would be next.
Trying to get his last 2 days up again.
He takes a ball outside.
I know Spikes is 1 from 1.
Now next.
1-0 the count to Nick Erickson. Wearing Reggie Jackson's number 9, he takes the ball upstairs with the pinstripes to boot here on these home whites for the Tom Sox.
Yeah, looking like them Bronx Bombers.
And playing like them, too.
Yeah.
This year's version of the Yankees might need a nickname more extreme than that.
Yeah.
2-1 over for a strike, 2-0 over for a strike, 2-1.
And as the Tom Sox take their name mascot towards the other side of that rivalry.
A team you're not fond of, I hear. The 2-1 is downstairs.
No, but some people on this media team is, so I'll shut my mouth. That's what it
Well,
is.
they're both better than my Orioles, so I'll just leave it there. But Orioles playing better baseball this year, definitely. But
Not as bad as the previous years.
yeah, 3-1. Adley Rutschman, fun to watch. Called a strike at the knees. Cedric Mullins, good young player for the O's. Count is full, and the runner will be taking off from first. You're in a 14-2 ball game, bottom third.
Take off.
Hardy kicks, fires. That one misses low and away, and a 2-out walk.
That's good. I was just going to say, he kind of darted straight to second, and no one even looked at him.
How to bring up Garrett Spikes, the newly clean-shaven Garrett Spikes. He had the mustache going for the first half of the season, and maybe it was the shave that changed his luck at the plate.
That was the kind of superstition that we kind of brought up. Once he shaved it, they started to lose.
That's our Red Sox fan, Dora Friedman, who I think brought that up. Working the social media tonight. That's whose tweets you're reading. One a swing and a miss from Spikes. Comes out of his shoes on that one. 0-1.
You missed it.
First and second for the Tom Sox. 14-2, they're in front. Spikes the 9-hole hitter at the plate. Takes the 0-1 on the outside corner for a strike.
You see that it's sped and strike zone almost starting now. This is a little bit outside. He's been calling that for the whole game, though. So.
Yeah, that outside strike has been given consistently. 0-2 the count. Outfielders playing Spikes straight away. And that's where he hits it to center field. And easy pickings for Joseph Sullivan, who bags it for out number 3. And for the first time this evening, the Tom Sox have not scored in an inning. However, they lead by 12. It's 14-2 going to the top of the 4th. This is Tom Sox baseball. New pitcher into the game for the Tom Sox for the 4th inning. Chandler Marsh out of the University of Georgia. Hard-throwing right-hander who's been really good for the Tom Sox this year. He was really good for the Bulldogs this past year. 33 innings pitched, 23 hits, 17 runs given up, 14 of them earned, 44 strikeouts, 25 walks. And he's been a stalwart out of the bullpen here for Ramon Garza's club, one of 4 Georgia Bulldogs on the roster, one of 2 that pitches. And Marsh with a 12-run lead here in the top of the 4th will come in, and he'll just have to throw strikes here against Waynesboro, who sends the bottom of their order to the lineup, 7, 8, and 9. It'll be Edric Felix, Thad Ector, and John Montez, as Edric Felix was the batter at the plate after Tanner Garrison was thrown out stealing to end the top of the 3rd, so he will resume his at-bat. Actually, he'll get a new count, so he won't resume his previous at-bat. He'll get a fresh count here in the top of the 4th with the Tom Sox up 14-2 here on July 4th. Waynesboro manager Zach Cole having a chat with the home plate umpire.
Mars goes out to the mound too. Erickson, sorry, goes out to the mound too.
Quick chat with the new pitcher Chandler Marsh. Live arm can run it up to about 94, 95, and Sean Kenny, pitching coach for the Georgia Bulldogs, expects him to compete for the closer position next year for Scott Strickland's team, which finished 6th in the SEC this year, played in the Chapel Hill Regional, went 1-2, eliminated by the North Carolina Tar Heels. The host is Marsh to Felix and misses inside.
Yeah, you're
Ball
right.
one.
We were talking about other pitchers in our bullpen, but Marsh got off to the mound, and you're like, kid throws gas.
He does. Hard slider there, over for a strike. I was fortunate enough to be able to be a part of the Georgia Bulldogs broadcast team, producing broadcasts in the studio for Jeff Dantzler and David Johnston, the voices of the Diamond Dogs. And Chandler Marsh, one of the top relievers for the Dogs this year, as he misses down and away, 2-1. Marsh righty from the windup, up and in, swung on and fouled back off the fists, 2-2.
Yeah, you mentioned the Georgia broadcasters, and they're the one that gave Luke Wagner the
Jedi Composer. Yeah, great one. They don't have a nickname for Marsh yet. The 2-2, and that curveball misses way upstairs.
I wonder if, because I like to call Cole Wagner Cole World. I think it's because I'm a J. Cole fan, but I wonder if they gave him Cookie or he did it himself.
Yeah, I know that's his Twitter handle, so I'm assuming that's self-made. The 3-2 from Marsh is hit a mile-high foul territory, tracking over toward the Generals dugout Brody Moss, and he runs out of room.
I just wonder where Jedi Composer comes from.
So Luke, like Luke Skywalker, and then Wagner, there's the composer Wagner, who spelled it the same way but pronounced it differently. So they came up with that at the beginning of the 2021 season.
That's creative.
Yeah, I mean, when you call 50 so games for a team, you come up with nicknames for just about everybody. Part of the fun of the season. The 3-2 coming in from Chandler Marsh. He rocks fire, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Felix is down. Strong start there.
You weren't lying. Right down the middle of the fastball, got him looking. Well, swinging, but, you know.
That'll bring up Thad Ector, who walked and scored his first time at the plate. 14-2, Tom Sox in front. Marsh from the windup, fires, fastball, foul tip, strike 1.
That damn pitch will work on
Put muster on it.
Erickson's done a good job behind the plate. It's at least the 4th foul tip he's caught. Here's the 0-1. That one is hit solidly to first base, but Cole Wagner takes a leap and makes the grab. So a Bulldog records an out for a Bulldog pitcher. As that'll bring up John Montez, the third baseman.
What a grab by Cole out there at first.
Second one he's had today. He had to work a little bit harder for that one, but
he's been so consistent. We talk about the errors and the consistency from fielding. He has made so many jumping, diving plays out at first.
Here's John Montez, who singled his first time at the plate.
What?
That pitch missed inside, 1-0. The 1-0 down and away. Left-hander up in the Generals bullpen.
Try to get him to look. Marsh has looked like the most composed pitcher coming right out that we've seen for both sides.
Marsh winds up, fires, and that hit him on the foot. He did not swing on the check swing, so that'll be a free base for the Generals. And this was something Marsh did struggle with for the Bulldogs this year. He hit 8 batters. And someone who throws a hard slider like that, going to lose control of it a couple times. But top of the Generals order back up now. Tyler Borges, who's got an RBI double to his credit. He's also walked, so he's been on base both times, and he bats with a runner on. And 2 away here in the top of the 4th. Tom Sox up 14-2. Marsh misses with a slider down and away.
Come on, 2-8.
It's crazy to think that we've already almost been through the Tom Sox lineup 3 times in 3 innings.
Marsh out of Wellington, Florida. Wellington High School. Fires in a strike over the inside corner, 1-1.
That's the zone they don't like.
Three for the Tom Sox in the first, 2 for the Generals in the second, 11 for the Tom Sox in their bottom half of the second. Neither team scoring in the third, and Marsh misses downstairs, 2-1.
Marsh attacking that outside and down area quite a lot.
That run on first base. Work on the batter, yeah. This is one you want. Got 2 outs, get away.
Marsh, one of many live arms in that Dogs bullpen, along with Jack Gowan, Jaden Woods. Swing and a miss, strike 2 on a slider downstairs.
A little bit in front of that. He definitely thought that that was going to be another fastball.
We'll see what Marsh dials up here on a 2-2 count with 2 away and a runner on first. Following a hit by pitch. That's the 9-hole hitter Montez.
Don't worry about that man over there. Get this one.
As Borges puts a charge into this one. Left field, well hit, but the park's going to hold it. As tracking over and making the catch is another Georgia Bulldog, Garrett Spikes. So, Scott Strickland, if you're watching this one was all your players here in the top of the 4th. Charlottesville goes to the bottom half, up 14-2. This is Tom Sox baseball. Henry Hardy still in the game for the Waynesboro Generals, but a new catcher into the ballgame as J.D. Jones replaces Tanner Garrison. J.D. Jones is out of the University of Miami. He weighs number 35.
Yeah, maybe they figured that the catchers aren't framing it enough to get this 12-point lead.
Yeah, or it could have been a plan thing, you know, with your catcher and with a doubleheader yesterday for everybody. Maybe just they planned to split this up, but 14-2 ball game. You might also be giving somebody some extra innings that they might not necessarily get as Christian Martin leads things off. Generals do have a lot of action in their bullpen as Henry Hardy came on in the second, where the Tom Sox scored 11 runs, held the Tom Sox scoreless in the third, and it's 14-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Christian Martin, batting for the 4th time in as many innings, takes a strike at the letters. Martin out of Virginia Tech. Eliminated by Oklahoma in the Super Regional round in Blacksburg in a 3-game set. Oklahoma, of course, made it all the way to the final as that pitch misses outside before being swept by Ole Miss for the crown. Martin has a home run to his credit today. Also a single and was hit by a pitch. Has scored all 3 times. As he hits this one the opposite way, left field. Tracking it, coming in, and making the grab is Thad Ector, one away.
Good contact, just not
Batting for your Tom
a
Sox,
little, like
right
not
fielder, number
too
19,
far away
Satchel
from Erickson to
Norman.
get it down.
Here's Satchel Norman, a guy who's swung a hot bat lately. He's a triple short of the cycle, a solo home run in the first. Excuse me, a 2-run home run in the first, single in the second, and a double, pardon me, in the second inning where he batted twice. As he bats with 1 away, nobody on here in the 4th. That one upstairs. And it's 1-0.
Yeah,
Tom Sox will go ahead, Joe.
I was just saying, right now Norman and Wagner are the only 2 that remain perfect. It's Cunningham make us watch that.
Norman takes the ball in the dirt, gets by the catcher, and Tom Sox will welcome Covington here tomorrow night. Back to a 7 o'clock first pitch for that one, before traveling to Harrisonburg, Waynesboro, and Stanton in consecutive days, before coming back to take on the Turks on the 9th.
Long stretch. All the rainouts caused that.
1-0 the count. Hardy delivers. This one is smacked on the ground to third. Montez knocks it down, picks it up, and over to first, keeping his foot down with a nice play is Casey Karras, and there are 2 away.
Almost able to stay perfect. Almost got past him.
Batting for your Tom Sox, first
Good
baseman,
fielding
number
from the
20,
Generals.
Cole Wagner.
That'll bring up Cole Wagner. He was hit by a pitch. He's doubled and singled, driven in a couple. He leads the team and runs batted in with 15. And he bats with 2 away, nobody on. Takes a ball upstairs. Bullpen quiet for the Tom Sox right now. Should be Chandler Marsh out there for the 5th. The windup delivery downstairs.
RBI King doesn't have anyone on to get another one. 15 on the season already.
Suino the count to Wagner. Swings on that one and drives it foul out of play. Oh, yeah, you're right.
So fighting through it after the only scoreless inning for the Tom Sox last. 2 outs, threatening to make it another one.
2-1 the count. Hardy from the windup. Foul tip. It's J.D. Jones. Doesn't hold on, but it doesn't matter. It's still a strike. Jones will slide into the cleanup slot for the Generals, replacing Garrison. Another substitution to report. It's Zach Beach is into the game at first base for Karras. This one is high in the air. Left side foul territory, and it comes down just short of the Waynesboro bullpen.
Didn't want to run into those pitchers in the bullpen. They kind of jogged over, but landed right at the feet of the pitching coach out there in the bullpen.
Tom Sox, double-digit runs. Still don't have double-digit hits. They've only got 9. But Generals with just 3 hits, 2 runs, and Tom Sox up 14-2. Cunningham on deck. If Wagner can get on, it's 2-2. Hardy winds up from the letters as this one is off the fists, high in the air, foul territory. Who wants it? It's the third baseman, Montez, who bags it for out number 3, and we'll go to the 5th inning with the Tom Sox. Offense has gone quiet, but they still lead by 12. It's 14-2. This is Tom Sox baseball.
4 complete innings of play, the score remains
inning here at Willie T. Barnett Field. Tom Sox 14, Generals 2 in the annual July 4th clash. And only one team has been shooting off fireworks in this game.
Center fielder number 22, Joseph Sullivan.
Joseph Sullivan leading things off, 2, 3, and 4 for the Generals here against Chandler Marsh, who's out for his second inning of work. Worked a scoreless top of the 4th inning for the Tom Sox in relief of Trey Yasavage, and he paints the inside corner with a strike. Marsh going from the windup, rocks back, fires, and misses upstairs.
Marsh working very quickly once you get out of here for the fireworks.
1-1 the count. Marsh curveball misses upstairs.
He's been consistent with that. That's just been his style.
Oh, slow up a little bit until you pitch. Now, come on.
Marsh winds, delivers the 2-1, that one upstairs for a ball. 3-1 to the 2-hole hitter, Joseph Sullivan, who's walked and popped out to first base. Cole Wagner's been busy there. And that pitch misses upstairs and away. Generals get their first hitter on.
Mentioned before, Marsh seems like the only composed pitcher on the mound today for either side. As Savage went in and out, but still staying after walking. Obviously, you're not looking to walk if you're the Generals right now. So
pinch hitter for the Generals, Braden Luke bats for TJ Clarkson, designated hitter spot. Luke, a left-handed batter out of Ole Miss, wearing number 33. SEC on SEC matchup as Chandler Marsh fires a ball outside.
5 straight balls. Come on, yeah. Throw strikes.
fans want strikes.
That they do. Chandler Marsh wants them too, as that one misses just upstairs, and Marsh visibly frustrated with the home plate umpire.
Yeah, that seemed like right over the middle.
Erickson will go out there and have a quick chat. 3 in the first for the Tom Sox. Generals scored 2 in the top of the second. Tom Sox scored 11 in the bottom of the second. That's been the scoring thus far.
Historic day for a historic holiday, and now just trying to ride it out home.
2-0 the count to Braden Luke. Tom Sox with their first double-digit inning in team history today. Runner on first, no one out. 2-0. Marsh misses downstairs. It's 3-0. The runner takes off as the ball got by Erickson. Throw down to second base. He's out. What a job by Nick Erickson. He's been the team's MVP today, if you count hitting and fielding. That's another runner he's erased on the base pass, and there's one away.
Again, the effort going from first to second and the base runners is just either not there or not in his ability. Very slow getting off, and then just Erickson able to get the ball off the ground and over to second.
The Waynesboro not doing themselves any favors as Luke pops this one a mile in the air, foul territory. Will it stay in the play for Moss? Over by the Generals dugout, he tracks back in and makes the grab. So this inning turns on its head for the Tom Sox. It was a runner on first, nobody out, a 2-0 count with a good hitter at the plate. And all just like that, it's 2 away with the bases empty. Not from a double play.
Marsh keeps quick work
Batting for Waynesboro from
of the
Miami,
Generals.
number 35,
And just
J.D. Jones.
in between pitches very quick.
Here's J.D. Jones, the new catcher into the game for the Generals, who came in to replace Tanner Garrison. J.D. Jones out of Miami takes the ball outside. Miami hosted the regional in Coral Gables. Fell to Ole Miss, though. Ole Miss, of course, winning the national championship over Oklahoma. And Marsh misses outside again, 2-0.
Still humming it. Really great fastballs.
Hitters count now. Another fastball, and this one is hit well left field. Going back, Garrett spikes, and he's not going to catch up to this one as it one-hops the wall. He plays the carom, guns it into the cutoff man Edwards, but it's a stand-up double for J.D. Jones with 2 outs.
Good contact from him to try to get something rolling right off to the left side wall. And just not enough to get out, but maybe able to start some run so that we can go past the 7th.
Yeah, how big now is that caught stealing? The runner thrown out by Nick Erickson.
Most likely would have gotten home, made it a little bit easier, but still would have been in that 10-run threshold.
Now Jalen Vasquez who's been a strikeout victim twice, once looking, once swinging. Batting here in the top of the 5th, 14-2, Tom Sox ahead. 2 outs, J.D. Jones on second following the double to left center field. Marsh steams in a breaking ball, and that one catches the outside corner for a strike.
It looks disgruntled with that. He's took his eyes off of it before it curved back in, so that's on him if he's complaining about it.
Hey, Vasquez had a word for the umpire after his last strikeout. The 0-1 from Marsh is sprayed foul back behind the backstop.
Marsh attacking the same sort of area.
Sponsored by A&M Maintenance Crew.
Come on, stand off the plate. Got about 2 feet now.
Faster pitch
Tighten up
that
on
time around, but still in the outside.
it. Way off the plate.
0-2 the count to Vasquez
Come on.
out of South Carolina. He's 0 for 2 today. Here's Marsh looking back to second. Now he fires from the stretch, swing and a miss, and there's the hat trick. And not the kind you want if you're on offense for the Generals. Chandler Marsh, his second inning of scoreless relief. The Tom Sox lead by 12 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. This is Tom Sox baseball.
Tom Sox 14, Waynesboro 2.
Charlottesville native Henry Hardy remains on the mound for the Generals here in the bottom of the 5th, but the Tom Sox up 14-2 as Carter Cunningham leads things off 4, 5, and 6 for the Sox. Cunningham, the lone batter who has not gotten on base, and really the only suspense that remains is will he do so here in his 4th at-bat.
There's really nothing left to look forward to if you're a Tom Sox fan other than trying to get Carter Cunningham on base or trying to shove down the comeback from the Generals, obviously, because that 1 second inning is kind of reaching towards the full game.
Cunningham, Edwards, Amos. 3 flyouts to center for Carter Cunningham, and this one is a line shot to right, but it's tailing foul, and will get out of play.
Another consistency, he had the power going back on the right field line, but kept pushing him foul, and then having those 3 straight pop-outs to center. So it's not like he's not getting contact on it.
Yeah, he had those 13-pitch at-bat back in the 1st inning against starter Daniel Batcher. Here's the 0-1. That one misses outside.
Not even close. Almost made Jones get off of his path again.
1-1. Tom Sox up 14-2. Courtesy of an 11-run 2nd inning. Hardy delivers, misses upstairs.
It just looks like these pitchers from the Generals are afraid to put it over the plate for this Tom Sox offense that's humming.
Cunningham in center field out of East Carolina. Takes a strike over the outer half, 2-2.
Speaking of humming, it's not over till the fat lady sings, but she's definitely humming.
No doubt about it. She wants to watch the fireworks, too.
Come on.
I think she probably has been warming up the pipes since inning number 2. Here's the 2-2 from Hardy. Is hit into center field, but this one is going to get down, and every Tom Sox player has gotten on base today and registered a hit. Tom Sox with the leadoff runner on base here in the bottom of the 5th.
There goes the last thing you were looking forward to. Now all you need to do is wait out the comeback from the Generals.
Yeah, check the bingo card off. Good piece of hitting there by Cunningham. Went with it, served it into center. Sullivan was playing him deep because why wouldn't he be? He's flied out basically to the warning track 3 times. And now it's Kyle Edwards. Hardy comes set. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch to Edwards.
You want to talk about bingo. If you are playing baseball bingo at home, you would imagine that somebody has already had bingo already.
Oh, had to be. Maybe that can be an intern project for the Tom Sox, but design a bingo board for one of the games. The 0-1 outside.
I think the only thing we haven't seen on the board is a triple. Maybe people are waiting for that.
Yeah, and if it comes off the bat of Satchel Norman, that would be the cycle for him. Runner on first, nobody out. 1-1 the count to Kyle Edwards out of Old Dominion. Henry Hardy from the stretch delivers and a swing and a miss. Edwards took his eyes off that one.
Got to go back into the memory banks. I don't think I've witnessed a triple yet. I think maybe one so far this season.
Some of you may remember Clyde Sweet Feet Livingston hit 4 triples in one game for the Texas Rangers. That one fouled back.
Thank God for fences.
I know there's 2 barriers between us and the field, and it still kind of makes me blink every time that the ball comes back this way. 1-2 the count to Edwards. Cunningham, the runner on first, nobody out. Edwards fouls that one back, out of play.
And coincidentally, there has been only 1 triple this season for the Tom Sox, and it's who you're looking at to bat right now, Kyle Edwards.
One and 2 the count. Nobody away. Hardy fires and misses inside. Edwards had to jackknife out of the way.
And to see, trying to fight back into this at bat.
He's got a shin guard on his left foot, left leg. Cunningham on first takes the lead off. The 2-2. That one called a ball. Jones tried to frame it.
I was just about to say he brought that in pretty well, not fooling the umpire.
Full count. Hardy fires, and Edwards grounds this one to the third base side, just foul. Picked up by a man out there in the Generals bullpen, which has a couple of guys up.
And one thing about this Tom Sox team is they fight through at-bats. Almost every batter can point to some time this season where they have been behind, fouled off, kept it rolling, and then got on base for a walk.
Logan Amos is on deck. Edwards facing a 3-2 count with 1 on, no outs. 14-2 game. Hardy fires, and this one is in the air, right field, pretty deep, but not quite deep enough. As making the grab is Tyler Borges. No tag from the runner Cunningham. He'll stay at first, and there's one away.
He almost did it. He thought about it. Staying at first. Still good
I
contact.
think he would have gotten thrown out. So, smart play there.
With this lead, he's just trying to show off.
Yeah, really no need to risk it there if you're the Tom Sox in a 14-2 ball game. Logan Amos now to the plate. A single, a walk, and a pop out to third. Foul out, to be more specific. That one inside.
Almost caught the back and knee of Amos.
Amos out of VCU. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 1 away. Hardy from the stretch, comes set. That one misses outside.
No fighting through a consistent batter from Amos, trying to make more insurance runs. Don't know if they're going to need it, but they'll take it.
The 1-1 from Hardy. Down and in, 2-1.
Still attacking that knee area, trying to get him to kind of golf swing at one.
Hardy fires. And it was, I guess, 3-0, not 2-1, and that ball.
Batting for your Tom Sox.
Ball 4, and now the Tom Sox with 2 base runners and 1 away. Brody Moss to the plate, strikeout, walk, and another strikeout. So we'll see what happens this time for the man from Auburn, third baseman. And I misspoke earlier, not every Tom Sox player has a hit. Every Tom Sox hitter has been on base. Brody Moss has walked. As Hardy looks in and misses inside.
Talk about this struggle from the mound. Generals already have another one in their bullpen. Ty Correa out there pitching for the Generals.
The 1-0. Downstairs 2-0. Martin on second, Cunningham on second. Amos on first for the Tom Sox. Double play depth for the Waynesboro infield. It's 2-0. To the batter, Brody Moss. Standing on deck is Nick Erickson, who has 2 RBIs today. And the 2-0 from Hardy. Swing and a miss. A good-looking pitch there fooled Moss.
Thought it was going to curve back in, but stayed outside and low. Just couldn't get the reach on that.
The 2-1. Moss hits this one in the air, opposite way, into left field, and this one is going to drop in fair territory for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring, standing up, is Carter Cunningham, and now every Tom Sox player has a hit. Every Tom Sox player has scored a run, and the Tom Sox are in front 15-2.
More insurance, keep taking it. I don't know if they're going to need it, but obviously we'll take it. We might be done after 7.
Here's Nick Erickson, but I think it'll be a different pitcher he's facing. Yeah, here comes Zach Colin. Coming out of the game is Hardy. And entering, you said his name a moment ago. Ty Correa out of Montgomery, Alabama, Faulkner University. As he's a junior right-hander. And this will be the 4th pitcher of the ball game for the Waynesboro Generals. Again, this is where we would update you on some scores from the Valley Baseball League, but we're the only game in town here on July 4th. Tom Sox scored for the first time since that 11-run second inning. RBI single off the bat of Brody Moss. First time he's put the ball in play today. As Ty Correa will throw his warm-up tosses to J.D. Jones.
As we look, the only one that has not gotten a hit yet is our next batter, Garrett Spikes, after Erickson.
And I don't see any no spike signs at our field. I wonder maybe that's because
maybe we should put one up.
Yeah, maybe that's why he hasn't registered a hit today. Is still every Tom Sox player has scored a run. Spikes has walked today. They've been on base. So
if you're holding ticket number 295,
right-hander Correa makes his warm-up throws, and Tom Sox finally into double digits for hits. They have 15 runs, 11 hits. No errors for the Generals either, but just 2 runs on 4 hits, and the Tom Sox continue to add insurance as the 10-run rule. Now we feel like we can mention it here in the bottom of the 5th. Just 6 more outs for the Generals to score 4 runs.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify, Kyle Edwards still does not have a hit, but still 2 batters out of everyone not having a hit is a great day. And obviously if you're putting up 16 runs, I don't think you're really going, or 15, you're not really complaining.
Definitely not. It'll be Nick Erickson, the first pitcher faced by the reliever Correa.
An offensive explosion. You saw it coming in from how they played in Winchester, putting up 7, then putting up 2, but having such consistency from the mound, and now the offense carries this one, but the mound still again only giving up 2 in that second inning. That's all she wrote.
Erickson is only 1 for 1 today. This is his 4th at-bat. He's walked twice, hit a single with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. It'll be a righty-on-righty matchup. He plays at VCU, college teammate of Logan Amos. Wearing number 9, worn by also Joe Torre and Bill Mazeroski. Mazeroski walking off in the 1960 World Series for the Pirates over the Yankees as Erickson takes that one down in the dirt for a ball.
I'm trying to figure out if they can get more. And there's anyone only one out.
Can never have too many in this sport because, like we've said on this broadcast and previous ones, there's no running out the clock. You got to get every out. The 1-0 to Erickson up and in.
Just caught another hand. Far enough away to make him just step back, but we're coming close.
From the stretch, Correa delivers. That one is over for a strike. No relation to Carlos, as I understand it. Nick Erickson catching today for the Tom Sox. Tom Sox with both of their regular catchers in the lineup today, Satchel Norman in right field. 2-1 the count to Erickson as he hits this one on the ground to short. Here's Vasquez, bare hand, steps on the bag, over to first in time, and a nice dig there by Beach, the first baseman, and the Generals get out of the inning with a nifty 6-3 double play. So Jalen Vasquez shows off his defensive prowess, but the Tom Sox put another run across the board as we go to the sixth. It's 15-2 over Waynesboro. This is Tom Sox baseball.
Number 295.
To the sixth we go. Tom Sox with a 15-2 lead. Chandler Marsh runs out there for inning number 3 of relief, and Trey Savage, the starter, went 3 as well as the Tom Sox back in the second registered their first double-digit run inning in team history and are all over the first place Generals in this one. As Nick Erickson, the catcher, a little late getting out there because he was the last batter. So here's the final 2 warm-up pitches from Chandler Marsh.
Novi's having a conversation with the umpire. I don't really know why. Maybe he's looking for calls after this offensive explosion.
I don't know about that.
Chat with him.
I don't know if the Tom Sox
Really
necessarily
need it, yeah.
need that.
We'll still take it.
Zach Beach, who entered the game into first base, replacing Casey Karras, gets his first at-bat of the game. He had a nice dig on that double play. As Chandler Marsh winds up righty on lefty matchup and misses inside.
You know, you've hit a blowout when up in the press box we're deciding on what should be the mercy rule rules.
1-1 now the count. Swing and a miss. Marsh now working quickly. That one dips in for a strike.
They've been letting the batters get the bat on their shoulder before he gets into his windup.
Tom Sox up 15-2 here in the sixth. Generals have 6 outs to score 4 runs. The 1-2 from Marsh. I want a bouncer in the dirt. Generals have gotten a solo home run from Edric Felix tonight. RBI double from leadoff man Tyler Borges, but that's been it. Just 4 hits for the Generals. Two and two the count to Beach out of Coastal Carolina. Marsh fires, misses upstairs.
Fighting through these at-bats, only 6 outs away from coming home and watching fireworks, so doesn't necessarily need to be, and obviously not looking for walks, has to get the outs.
Lots of Tom Sox up in the bullpen. Some tossing going on. Here's the 3-2, and that one misses just upstairs. That was the same pitch that was called a strike earlier in the at-bat, and Marsh is livid with the home plate umpire right now.
Yeah, just the consistency, as we said, as long as it's consistent, I don't think anyone minds it, but not really being that well consistent there if you're calling one-time ball, one-time strike.
That'll bring up Edric Felix, the second baseman, who's got a solo home run to his credit, batting with 1 on, nobody out. Marsh fires, misses upstairs.
Staying composed after 2 innings. Still looks it.
Small lead for Beach off of first base. Wagner holding him on. Here's the 0-1, and I have no clue where that one missed, but it did, 2-0.
They're trying to give him something. I don't know. That looked like right down the middle. Maybe a little bit low.
Marsh from the stretch. Brings his glove to the belt, and he fires a nice slider down and away and gets the hitter to go fishing. It's a swing and a miss. 2-1 now is, I think some of the lights on 2 of the outfield light towers just went dim.
You can hear him buzzing.
2-1 from Marsh. Slider catches the inner half, 2-2.
And out, nothing to freak out about. Obviously up this much, but gotta get some consistency from Blue back there.
Marsh, a member of a Georgia pitching staff that had the most walks in the SEC this season. The 2-2 outside, and the count runs full again. So with a runner on first, and Tom Sox a 13-run lead, Generals trying to get the offense going. Full count with a runner on first. Marsh comes set, kicks, fires, and that one misses downstairs. So back-to-back bases on balls here in the the top of the 6th for Waynesboro, and they've got 2 on, nobody out. With the left fielder Thad Ector to the plate.
Again, he's getting into full counts and just not being able to finish it, but still looks like he's composed at least. We think one of those should have been a strikeout.
Ector has walked and lined out to the first baseman Wagner. He hits this one to second. Gloved. They're only going to have 1 play, and that's to first base. So 4-3. Christian Martin to Cole Wagner, and there's runners on second and third with 1 away.
General's got something rolling now, at least with 2 men in scoring position to try to salvage the 10 run, but they're going to need 1 more on to try to go on a rally right now because they do need 4.
That was a really good job by Martin there to just get the out. He looked over to second, knew he didn't have a play, so Wagner diligently covering first, and now Montez, the third baseman, comes to the plate. He's got a single, and he was hit by a pitch, so Tom Sox have yet to retire him as he fouls the first pitch off the fists out of play.
Retire him, but he's retaliating to the cars in the parking lot. That might have been a windshield.
Oh and 1 away, second and third for the Generals, who trail by 13. Marsh fires. Called strike on the inner half.
Stretched now with 2 strikes.
Marsh comes set, looks back to second. Now he turns his attention to the batter and misses outside. 1 and 2, and he's laboring a little bit. You might have been able to hear him grunt in the background there when he threw that pitch. I wonder how much more Ramon Garza is going to keep him out there. He's got 2 more outs to get here in the 6th. 1 and 2 the count to Montez, the third baseman.
I said most likely his last.
The 1-2. That one misses outside. Marsh tugs at the bill of his cap.
Trying to get him to reach outside, but still even with the count now.
Yeah, good eye there by Montez laying off that one on a 1-2 count. 2-2. Marsh kicks, fires. That one is hit foul. Down the third base side.
Staying alive right in that outside area where they've been calling it a strike all game. Probably should be ball 3, but
yeah, he swung. I think he swung at a ball there, but needing to protect and trying to drive in some runs here. His team needs them in a 15-2 ball game with 2 men in scoring position and 1 out. The 2-2. Marsh fires. This one is in the air, right field, going back, pretty well hit, reaching up and making the grab.
he's gonna score
Nice,
one, but
yeah, nice
grab.
reach up there by Satchel Norman to make the out. The runner Beach tags from third. He scores. I couldn't tell if that got off the wall or was caught. Norman reached up and made a great play. So that'll get the run home for Waynesboro. It's 15-3 on the sacrifice fly. Runner moves to third also behind him. So that'll be 2 outs and a runner on third now for the leadoff hitter, Tyler Borges.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of a jolt to think, hey, maybe that might be out, but really good play by Norman. Obviously, you give up 1 run, but with a cushion of 3 to end it by the 7th and a cushion of 13, you'll take that and go down to 12.
Yeah, you will definitely trade the out for the run. Like trading a piece in chess when you're already up a queen is that one in the dirt by Chandler Marsh, 1-0.
Kind of a microcosm that these last few games have been a chess match and then 2 back-to-back blowouts swapping.
The 1-0 from Marsh, over for a strike. Still a runner on third for the Generals, who've got a run across here, their first run since the second inning, making it 15-3 in favor of the Tom Sox. Montez has 2 RBIs on the evening as Borges swings and misses. And he's behind 1-2. Borges is out of Tallahassee, Florida, plays at South Alabama. Missed out on the NCAA tournament this past year, but in 2021 they made it to the final of the Gainesville Regional. Facing Chandler Marsh, the right-hander from Georgia, who comes set on a 1-2 pitch with 2 away, kicks, fires, and that is a called third strike on the outer half. So Chandler Marsh gives up a run, but he finishes strong, and the sacrifice fly for the Waynesboro Generals makes the score 15-3 in favor of the Tom Sox as we head to the bottom of the 6th. This is Tom Sox Baseball.
5.5 innings of play. The score now is your
Bottom of the 6th here at Willie T. Barnett Field. Ty Correa still out there for the Generals, who pushed a run across here in the 6th, but Tom Sox still with a huge lead, 15-3. Luke Ned Carney, Joe Callahan Jr. here with you on this Independence Day 9-1-2. Garrett Spikes, Christian Martin, barring any substitutions, and Satchel Norman for the Tom Sox. Facing Correa. As I do see a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle for the Sox. It's Julian Rojas who would bat after Spikes. So it appears the night will be done for Christian Martin. But first things first, here is Garrett Spikes, star of yesterday in Winchester. Has yet to register a hit.
Only one of two.
He's walked and scored, however. A couple of flyouts, facing a 1-0 count, and that pitch misses. 2-0 to Spikes. We'll see if the Tom Sox can get that run back that they allowed. Hitters count to Spikes from Georgia. Takes a strike. He's a native of Lawrenceville, which is where the Gwinnett Stripers play their ball, the AAA club for the Atlanta Braves. It's about either 20 minutes or 2 hours from Midtown Atlanta, depending on traffic. The 2-1. Catches the inside corner, strike two.
Seems like New York. You could drive up and be there in like an hour and a half, or you can spend a whole day having a picnic in your back seat.
Well, as someone with roots in the D.C. area, I know that feeling as well. The 3-2 misses low and away. I think I've maybe spent a full year of my life just sitting in traffic on the Beltway going up to visit relatives.
I wouldn't be surprised.
3-2 to Spikes. Correa from the stretch. Left foot kick, right hand delivery. Spikes fouls it out of play.
At that point, you start making friends with the other drivers. Catch up on that show you've been binging. There's a lot of things you can do.
3-2 to Spikes. Base is empty, nobody out. This one is hit solidly into center field, but it hangs up there just enough for Sullivan, who bags it for out number one.
Sullivan getting so much work today, but taking advantage of it. Just can't get the ones that are over the wall.
So Julian Rojas will get his first at-bat of the game. He's one of the catchers that we've been talking about. So all three Tom Sox catchers will be in the lineup here, as he will bat for Christian Martin. I doubt he'll go out to play the infield. We'll see, but Rojas getting a chance to bat out of Radford, native of Humboldt, Texas. And he hits this one high, well to left field, but it's going to curl foul into the crowd. That one sounded good off the bat.
It did, and it looked it.
50 winner. Congratulations, Sally from Charlottesville. You are tonight's big winner.
As we'll dim the lights here in the press box so we can see where the ball's going now. As those lights, few lights out in center field still haven't come back on. They're trying to warm up a little bit. As Rojas batting with the bases empty, one away. The kick, the delivery, called a strike with Satchel Norman waiting on deck. Tom Sox up 15-3.
So we'll tell those that didn't show up or listen to the broadcast that we knocked them out with home runs.
Yeah, Tom Sox have been playing long ball today. 11-run second inning. 0-2 to Rojas. Misses downstairs from Correa, 1-2. Generals will have to score 3 in the top of the 7th to keep this one going.
Us hasn't gotten a lot of burn since Satchel Norman came up, but still a really good fielder.
Tom Sox have action in the bullpen. I'm going to assume we've seen the last of Chandler Marsh, as that one misses down and away, 2-2.
Most likely the end of Marsh. Really good consistency from him, though.
Yeah, if you're a Georgia fan listening to this broadcast, one of the odds-on favorites to be the closer next year, replacing Jack Gowan, as that one is outside by a hair and the count runs full.
Georgia fans run strong because 4 of their players are right here in Charlottesville.
Full count. Here's the kick, the delivery, and way outside and low. So Rojas gets on base. He fights back and draws a walk, and now Satchel Norman to the plate.
Sox, the right fielder, number 19.
Talk about consistency from Mars. The opposite has been true for everyone that has stepped on the mound against the Generals. Kind of had that mid-tier where Correa was getting it sort of done, and Hardy as well, but just haven't been really great able to find it, as each have at least one walk now.
Satchel Norman 3 for 4. A homer, a single, a double, and a ground out. As that pitch gets by J.D. Jones, who calls time and asks for a new ball from the home plate umpire.
And records as the 9th walk for the Generals given up. Tom Sox have only walked 7.
One and 0 the count. Correa looks in, tips his head a couple times, delivers to Norman, who hits this one foul out of play.
That foul ball was sponsored by First Heritage Mortgage.
Tom Sox will stay right here tomorrow night. Covington comes to town for a 7 o'clock first pitch before a 3-game road swing at Harrisonburg, right back at Waynesboro, and at Stanton, the 6th through the 8th. The 1-1 to Norman, right over for a strike.
You know, back to normal time of 7 because there's no fireworks, but hopefully we can get them back here for the game inside the ballpark.
Ty Correa out of Faulkner, looking in from the stretch. Small lead for Rojas off first. The 1-2. Norman fouls that one. It almost takes the head off of the on-deck batter, Cole Wagner.
And we're safe from the fences, but obviously they're not.
One and 2 the count to Norman. Correa kicks, fires, and misses downstairs. Good job there by Jones to block it. He'll again get a new ball from the umpire.
And even when these Generals pitchers are ahead in the count, it just feels like they aren't able to finish it without at least throwing one in the dirt.
Yeah, that's just trying too hard if you're a pitcher. I mean, in a 13-run game or 12-run game, you just throw strikes. You don't try to, trying to go crazy with the breaking pitches here. It's 2-2. Satchel Norman looks at that one down and away, and here in the bottom of the 6th, this one well in hand for the Tom Sox.
Said at this point, you're looking to get this out as quickly to try to get something going for your offense, but trying way too hard.
Full count. Here's the pitch, and this one is on the ground to third. That's a foul ball as it was snagged behind the base by Montes, but we'll do it again.
Just foul. I thought that was actually fair.
I did also. It was not going to be a double play. That would have been too difficult. Probably would have gotten the out at first with the catcher running. Norman homered on Saturday against Covington. Homered here tonight in the first inning. Both of those 2-run shots. Here's the 3-2 with a runner on. As this one is hit well, center field, sending Sullivan back to the track. Wall, he leaps.
That's another one.
And no, it isn't.
No,
it's off the
not.
wall. It's going to be a double as the runner had to hold up on first, so he's not going to score second and third with one out. I thought so too, Joe,
Yeah.
but I saw the kind of that purple sign out there move a little bit, so it hit right off of that. And Satchel Norman gets his second double of the ball game. Oh, so close,
Yeah.
one base away from the cycle.
I mean, when you're right behind the plate, you kind of have to look at Sullivan to see what his reaction to the ball is, and he kind of sprinted backwards, kind of held onto the wall like it was over. The kids passed the wall, kind of did a little bit of a celebration. I thought they had the ball in their hands, but obviously not out, but still great contact by Norman.
A good piece of hitting there. One away, second and third for the Tom Sox, up 15-3, looking to add some run rule insurance here with Cole Wagner at the plate, who stings that one between first and second for a single. That's going to score one run. They're going to stop Norman at third as Rojas crosses the plate, and the Tom Sox do just that. They get the run back here in the bottom of the second, and it's 16-3. Nearly 2-touchdown lead for the Tom Sox, just an extra point away as the offensive explosion continues. Carter Cunningham to the plate. He is 1 for 4, singled his last time to center field, which is his position. All 4 pitches he's hit today, he's hit to center field. I wonder if that's ever happened. Someone has hit it to their position every time. We'll see what happens here in his 5th at-bat as the first pitch is a foul off his left shoe.
I mean, especially if you're an outfielder, that's not a bad thing, but it's unfortunate that it's right at him.
Yeah, Sullivan doing a great job tonight. He's been real busy. He's been a mainstay out in center field for the Generals this year out of South Alabama. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. First and third for the Tom Sox. Norman on third, Wagner on first.
Means Jones have to readjust himself.
Count is even at 1-1. Righty on lefty matchup. That one inside.
What a day for the Tom Sox. Keeping the offense going even late into the game after the 11-run second inning.
16-3, Charlottesville in front here on this Independence Day. The 1-2 to Cunningham is fouled, and that one might have gotten him on a, maybe not off the shoe, maybe off the leg or something, as he went to his knee, and he's going to take a stroll here.
Walking around, it looks like he's visibly
maybe it wasn't even the lower part of the body. It was somewhere else.
He adjusted himself. I don't know if that's just fidgeting with it, but it does look like it was somewhere in the arm area.
Or he swung so forcefully, I don't know if
it might have cracked something.
That affected it. It's a 2-2 count. But he will remain in the batter's box, the man from East Carolina. As Correa looks in, the 2-2 is on the ground, high chopper, but it goes foul over the head of the first baseman, Beach.
Just getting good contact on it, just not able to get it down somewhere to keep this offense explosion going.
The 2-2 again on the ground, and it gets through between first and second for a base hit. Carter Cunningham has an RBI as Satchel Norman crosses the plate. Cole Wagner advances to second, and the Tom Sox get the extra point again. They're up 14. It's 17-3.
The effort from Beach on that grounder was, to me, it looked from my perspective pathetic. He didn't really look like he was trying at all for it, and it let it just right past him.
Yeah, he was holding the runner on with a runner on first and third, so he didn't have the best starting position, but I think, yeah, maybe with a little bit extra pep in the step, he might have been able to get that one and get at least one out. But the Tom Sox score again, and here's Kyle Edwards with one out.
Hey, 4 when you can, please.
Edwards with one of 2 who haven't gotten the hit yet in this game. And obviously you take that with a huge lead.
0-1 the count for Edwards with runners on first and second. And he hits this one well, dead center field, high, deep, going back, and on the lip of the track, grabbing onto the fence, is that man again, Joseph Sullivan, for out number 2. Just missed that one, did Kyle Edwards.
It's like we're playing fielding practice with him. We're just giving him more burn. Let's see if he can rob a home run. Let's see if he can dive for right out of second base. One left, one right. We're making him do everything.
Now Russ Beiswanger running the point streak tonight. I'm looking over at the box score, and it's F8, 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 F8. Seemingly a dozen times over on the Tom Sox ledger. Is up now is Logan Amos with 2 away in first and second. 17-3 Tom Sox lead. Called a strike. Amos out of ECU has had a good game. RBI single. The 0-1 bounces in the dirt for a ball. He's also walked twice, scored a run, and popped out to third. Count is even at 1-1. Good crowds remained here at Willie T. Barnett Field, free admission thanks to Carter Bank and Trust all season long. Here's the 1-1 from Correa. That one misses downstairs.
Still looks like they're trying too much on the mound as Correa keeps trying to stay away from the strike zone. It's just putting himself more in a hole when he does.
Right-hander up and throwing for the Tom Sox in the bullpen. Generals also have a righty. The 1-1. That one misses outside. Pardon me, that was the 2-1. Now it's 3-1 to Logan Amos.
I mean, what level is it trying too hard, and then what level is it not wanting to give up more runs after 17 when you throw it over the strike zone?
It's a good question. Hitters count now for Logan Amos. He golfs this one, foul territory, third base side, and it gets out of play. Come on back out tomorrow night, 7 o'clock first pitch. Covington Lumberjacks back in town for the second time in 4 nights. Lumberjacks won 7-3 here on Saturday. Delivery on the ground, right into the glove of the second baseman Edric Felix, and over to first for the out to Beach, and that'll do it for the Tom Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. They got 3 more outs to get if they want to end this one early after a 2-run 6th inning. 17-3. Tom Sox up by 2 touchdowns. This is Tom Sox baseball.
Things in life.
To the top of the 7th we go, 17-3. Tom Sox 3 outs away from the mercy rule here at Willie T. Barnett Field. Luke Ned Carney, Joe Callahan Jr. bringing me this one. And into the game for the Tom Sox at second base is Gavin Abrams wearing number 5 out of Clemson. He takes the place of Julian Rojas, who pinch hit for Christian Martin. As also into the game, Christian Howe for the Tom Sox looking to close this one out. Right-hander out of the University of Kentucky. He's a native of Danville, Kentucky, wearing number 7. And 3 good innings from Chandler Marsh, following up 3 good innings from Trey Savage. And Tom Sox will look to finish it strong on the mound.
Yep. I mean, obviously we've been talking about it for the entire game, but if you just tuned in just now, with 3 outs away, and if they don't get up 4, or I believe 5 actually, runs in this 1 inning, we're done, and we're out into the sunset with fireworks early.
Yeah, first pitch of this game was straight up 6 o'clock, so they do a good job of starting the games here right at the top of the hour. As Sullivan, Braden Luke, and J.D. Jones due up for the Generals here as the first pitch from Howe misses in the dirt for a ball.
And what's crazy is the first 2 innings took an hour by themselves, And then the next 5 took 2. Being consistent.
Now from the windup. Misses that one. And you got 3 outs to get. You got a 5-run cushion if you're trying to end the game early. Just got to throw strikes here if you're the Tom Sox.
Mm-hmm. Especially with a new pitcher that they don't have the timing down for yet.
Steps off, does Howe. Howe winds up, delivers, misses inside.
They're trying to find it.
He's struggling to find his rhythm here early.
All right, he's got a cushion.
3-0 the count. Howe fires a fastball. That one called a strike over the outer half. Joseph Sullivan has done yeoman's work out in center field tonight. 2 walks and a ground out. And he has a 3rd walk to his credit tonight. Pardon me, a line out. But now he's on base with nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning and his team down 17-3. Here's Braden Luke out of Ole Miss. Tom Sox scored 3 in the first. They've led throughout. Generals answered with 2 in the top of the second, but then there was that 11-run inning for the Tom Sox, their first double-digit scoring output in an inning in team history. Howe fires, misses downstairs, runner takes off, and as it gets by the catcher Erickson, Sullivan trots down to second. That'll take the double play out of order. So
just the fact that these last 3 games, including both of the doubleheader, the Tom Sox have outscored their opponents 26-6.
Erickson up to the mound now to have a chat with Howe.
Just what a day, especially since, the history of the Tom Sox playing on this day, only having 1 win against the Generals on 4th of July. To come out and put on a show like this, just extravagant for what this team's trying to do this season.
No doubt about it. As Covington comes to town tomorrow, then the Tom Sox are on the road for 3 straight at Harrisonburg, at Waynesboro, at Stanton on the 6th through the 8th. So big stretch of games here in the South Division. 1-0 the count. Christian Howe from the stretch, kicks, misses, down and in. And again, no need to labor here if you're the Tom Sox. Just put the ball in the strike zone and trust your defense. They haven't made an error all day. Have the fewest errors in the Valley League. 2-0 the count. That one is on the ground, up the middle slowly. Edwards behind the bag, reaches over, and with Luke running, he has time to make the play. Great range there from the shortstop, Kyle Edwards, right on cue, that fielding.
Yeah, what a play. Able to sprint right out. It looked like it was a little bit towards the second base side, and Edwards had to sprint from behind second base. I thought surely that might reach the center field, but great play from Edwards.
The runner, Sullivan, moves from second to third. So the Generals with a man in scoring position. 1 out here for J.D. Jones, the catcher, who leans away from that one up and in.
Just got his bell rung.
1-0 the count to Jones out of Miami. 17-3 Tom Sox. 2 more outs to get here. Christian Howe winds, kicks, and that one's in there for a strike.
Now see the pressure's off, because even with a grand slam this inning, they still need another one to keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, even if he hits this ball 500 feet, you got a multiple run cushion. The 1-1 from Howe. That one misses up and away. But this inning looks a little bit different if Kyle Edwards doesn't make that play at short.
Run probably comes in. Momentum shifts.
And there's still nobody out. Instead, 1 away, 2-1 the count. Howe fires. This one is a swinging bunt, and it's going to drift into foul territory, 2-2.
Just fair. Or foul, excuse me. Almost went fair.
Yeah, I thought it might have doubled back into fair territory.
I think if he would have waited for that, Jones would probably still be on first by the time that does it.
2-2 the count to J.D. Jones in the cleanup hole. Replaced Tanner Garrison. The 2-2 from Christian Howe is hit in the air, center field. sending back Carter Cunningham, and he makes the grab short of the warning track. They're going to send the runner home. Sullivan, no throw, obviously, from the Tom Sox. So the Generals plate a run here, but they're down to their final out in a 17-4 ball game.
All they need is a grand slam. That's not hard, is it?
Well, it's hard when you have the bases empty. You're going to need to put 3 guys on. I don't know of anyone who's ever hit a grand slam with the bases empty.
We'll figure it out. We'll give them 3 base runners as a sportsmanship play.
Pinch hitter into the game, Garrett Bogart. He replaces Jalen Vasquez. Bogart's out of Embry-Riddle, native of Inverness, Florida. One more out to get for Christian Howe out of the University of Kentucky, and he spikes that one into the dirt, 1-0.
Playing wall ball with that one.
That's a throwback. Used to play that at the pool all summer. The 1-0 from Howe. He is in for a strike at the letters. Tom Sox looking for win number 3 in a row. The 1-1. That one just misses inside on a curveball. 2-1.
There's a talk about the momentum shift that doubleheader meant for this team, and it's showing right now.
2-1 to Garrett Bogart. Howe from the windup delivers, misses outside, 3-1, and Tom Sox struggling to close this one out a little bit. They've given up a run here in the 5th inning, or in the 7th inning. The 3-1, Howe fires. This one is off the fists, foul down the third base side, and the count goes full.
Down to their last strike to try to get a grand slam in this inning to keep it going. But
You're really on this grand slam thing. The 3-2 from Howe with 2 away. He rocks, fires, hit on the ground, slow roller third, and it goes into foul territory. Are you sure you're not just thinking about the meal from Denny's?
I think I'm just a little bit more shocked of what second. I mean, looking at it,
11 runs.
We would still be winning if we didn't put up anything in the second.
The 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And you can put a pair of red, white, and blue socks on this one as Charlottesville, with an offensive explosion, 17 runs on 14 hits, buries the Waynesboro Generals 17-4. And that is win number 3 in a row for the Tom Sox. What an offensive output today. Home runs, singles, doubles, no triples, but the Tom Sox getting it done in all facets of the game.
It's just what a momentum swing. Before the doubleheader, Ramon Garza said that the Tom Sox needed both wins yesterday to, quote, earn the right to chirp. And then after both games and this one, obviously, they might have earned that right more.
Well, Waynesboro remains in first place. Their record drops to 17-10. The Tom Sox improved to 13-11. I'm not even going to try to name a player of the game. It's just the whole Tom Sox lineup today they are all earned it. And Chandler Marsh and Trey Savage as well on the mound.
Just a great day, great historic day. It'll go down in the books as our second win, as the only game playing on 4th of July, and also trying to get back to first place as you knock out their first place kind of rivals there.
So the final score, 17-4. The Tom Sox beat the Generals on July 4th at Willie T. Barnett Field. Tom Sox will be right back here for a 7 o'clock first pitch against the Covington Lumberjacks tomorrow night. Admission is free, the courtesy of Carter Bank and Trust. For Joe Callahan Jr., my name is Luke Ned Carney. Happy 4th, everyone. Have a good night.